Oh my goodness, hello, good afternoon everybody. Good afternoon, Six Bacons and Lottie and Frozen Cones and Sarah. Good afternoon, Janelle, Lord Baroque, lovely to see you. Also, Lord Baroque, thank you so much for your generosity and kindness. I appreciate you. Also, I feel like my nose is dripping. Sorry. Lord Baroque, thank you very much for gifting 5 channel memberships and welcome back to Satcha, Beth, Lovely Bones, Moody and Ella. Hello. You have received a channel membership. Please make sure you thank the lovely Lord Baroque for their gifted generosity. And Baroque, thank you for the shinies. I appreciate it. Please hold. Sorry, chat. I feel like as soon as I turn the camera on, my nose just wants to be wet. Who wants a wet nose? Well, I mean, puppies, I guess, but not me. I don't want a wet nose. Alright. Now, hopefully that wasn't picked up by the microphone. Anyway, how are you guys? How's everyone? How are you guys doing? You good? I hope you're good. Tenchi, hello, I see you. Okay, well, you don't see me, but now you do. Hey, hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. Happy Sunday from a little bit overcast Brisbane. It is a little overcast. How are you? How's your day? My day's been great. Thank you so much for asking. I went out for breakfast. That was good. I had breakfast tacos. They were delicious. And then I went on errands. And then I went to the gym and I lifted things, except my elbow's still kind of giving me a little bit of pain. I need to stop talking about that. Fanny, thank you so much for being here for 22 months. Fanny says, Happy Canada Day to my fellow Canadian friends. Well, Happy Canada Day to you, Fanny. Thank you for being here for 22 months. I appreciate it. And Happy Canada Day to everybody. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Isn't it Moving Day? No, wait, that's a different day. Is Moving Day the 1st of July? Huh. Well, either way, Happy Canada Day, everyone. I hope you're Canadianing it up. There you go. Enjoy. Have a great day. Shannon, hello. Lovely to see you. Sarah, Ellen, Janelle, Marissa, hello. Good morning. No, good. Not good morning, technically. What day? What time is it on the northern side? The northern side. The northern hemisphere. And that's got multiple time zones because the world is a globe. Gigi, thank you for being here for 10 months. I appreciate your support. Gigi says, I adopted a new cat today. Ooh, a void named Jayla. Oh, can you give Jayla a big hug for me, Gigi? If they like that. I don't know if they do. But if they do, please give them a big hug. And thank you so much for being here for 10 months. Yes, 10 months. Sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place. I need caffeine. That's what I need. I sound like I need more caffeine. Yes. Casey, lovely to see you. Hi. 10 p.m. in Texas. It is currently 1 p.m. here in Brisbane. Lots of 10 p.m.s. Okay, you're having a good weekend? 8 p.m. in Vancouver. Excellent. Very good. 11 p.m. in Florida. Is it warm up there? Imagine it's warm. Hi, Lily. Okay, so, lovely to see you all. Today we're going to be reacting to and having a discussion around the one, the only, the incomparable and incomparable Miss Foodie Beauty, Miss Chantal Marie, and her most recent upload, which I think, honestly, is probably going to get some sort of traction in someone's algorithm and get pulled into, like, all sorts of different directions. I have a feeling that this particular... Okay, let me start with this. This is a heavy talking point. We've kind of been talking a lot about diet and body and health and mindset and all of that stuff this week. So I understand not everybody's here for that discussion, and I understand that can be quite a heavy discussion for some people. So if you're not interested in that, I totally understand. Health and calories and weight loss, weight gain, fitness, all of that stuff is generally in my wheelhouse of interests. And I understand that talking about it from my perspective is easy for me, but I know that it's not easy for everybody to listen to. So if you're not here for that, I get it. It's totally fine. But this stream particularly probably won't be an enjoyable one if you don't enjoy listening to me talk about stuff. It goes for every stream I do, really. So I have a feeling like Foodie's going to get a whole heap of new audience members because of this video, and I understand why. I understand why it hits in the algorithm. I understand like what sub-genres this all kind of fits into, and it wouldn't be very surprising if there's a whole heap of new people who start to watch Foodie after this, either now or next week or next month. It very much feels like a popular talking point and one that could be picked up by others to then kind of spread and disseminate and do all of that. But this was uploaded 11 hours ago. It currently has 11,000 views, probably verging on 12,000 by now, and I assume by the end of the weekend will probably be one of the more watched videos in the last 6 months, I'd say. This is called I Have Binge Eating Disorder. So it's going to go through and talk a lot about Chantal's mental health, her BED, and the diagnoses and all of that. I have watched this. I imagine a lot of you have watched this as well. The way that she tells stories is much the same as Miss Amberlynn Reid. in that nothing's very clear, the timelines don't seem to make sense. Nothing's told in chronological order. It's all kind of told wishy-washy spaghetti junction. So it's a bit hard to keep track. So I thought, why not sit through this? And I've got the time. So on her channel, she's still actually got a couple of things from the 2018-2019 timeline, which is before she moved into the luxury villa and while she was still with BB. And all I did was go to her channel. I didn't even have to go to archivists. That word. I just went to her channel and I typed in Binge, and I wanted to see what would come up if I just typed in Binge. Sorry, having a problem breathing there. So back in 2018, there was a bit of a discussion about smoothies and juice diets and veganism and all of that stuff. So we're going to touch on a few things from July 2018, and then we're going to touch on a piece of content from February 2019, just to kind of put a few things into perspective, help us out with the timeline, understand what the hell's going on. I'll get into my thoughts on all of this as we go, but I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of guidance in terms of what we're doing today. Not spaghetti junction, not conjunction junction. Oh, really? All right, Lottie, we can turn closed captions on. Wait, for this one or for the past stuff? Which one? So, hi, my name's Zach. Lovely to meet you if you're new, and thank you very much for returning if you are coming back. I'm not a mental or physical healthcare professional, just a guy who lost some weight, talks about things on the internet, and watches way too much foodie. Also not here to bully, shame, hate, harass, or humiliate. Just here to talk about the produced and monetized content that we see here on this platform, because it's all about what? Choices about what we say, choices about what we put on the internet, choices. I'm going to have a lot to say in this first 28-minute video, so if you're here to watch it throughout without my ness, I get it, but also I will just have a lot to say. So I'm sorry. Choices. Okay, let's get started. Here we go. Choices were made, and hopefully my headphones are charged. Yep, headphones are charged. I've got a beverage. Chat, make sure you're doing something productive while you're listening in on this, either live or on the replay. Wash your dishes, take the laundry out, I don't know, scrub something, make a snack, have a beverage, kick back, relax, apply some facial goodness, whatever. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself. And remember that we are living in our own reality and not the one that we're watching on YouTube. Take a step back, take a walk in nature, look after yourself, and do not do as Foodie does. All right, let's go. I can't hear anything. Hello. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, that was just a silent introduction. Okay. Power on. Battery medium. Headset connected. Very good. Okay. That 100% counts, Creek. Yes.
Hello, my name.
Okay, so she's very quiet. Hello. Hello, my name is... What? My name is... What?
My name is Foodie Beauty, aka Chantal Marie Olive.
She's gone all the way up.
Thoreau Miriam El Rafai.
I'm gonna have to turn myself down.
And
sorry.
I have binge eating disorder.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna be a bit like, duh, we know this. But honestly, as many times as I've heard myself say on this channel that I have a binge eating disorder, this is like the first time that I actually realize what that kind of sort of means more.
No, I'm sorry. I have a lot of sympathy and a lot of empathy for people who struggle with their relationship with food. I know, I've been there, I go through it, we all kind of go through it, we all have it differently, but I honestly think that most people have quite a large amount of sympathy for people who have an interesting relationship with food, regardless of whether or not that's been diagnosed, undiagnosed, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and be lied to by Chantal Marie, who has sat on this platform for 5 years talking about this topic. I won't be lied to. I'm sick of being lied to. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being lied to. Hold on, I need to fix the thing. But okay, we're here. We're 5 years later after first discussing it. 5 years, maybe 6 years now. But we finally know what this means. Right. Okay. Sure, Jen. Sure.
More than ever, I realize that I cannot fight this alone. I need support, and that it's a very serious mental illness. It's not just about.
It is a serious mental illness, and let's remember, we're watching Foodie, who hasn't taken her mental health seriously ever on the camera. Chantal has zooted herself into the stratosphere more times than I can count or remember. Chantal has sat here telling us she is pre-diabetic or diabetic on Ozempic, smashing Lockmas down her gullet. I hate the retelling of history when it is retold incorrectly. Lies.
Losing weight, and that a diet cannot.
Is it bad to ask if she's sped up? Not at all, Zans. She's sped up to 1.25. Reality time's just a little too slow for me.
Fix this. I realize I have a
That's reality. Ooh, have fun, Lord Broke.
really warped relationship with food,
Yup.
and
Okay, I'm speeding her back up. I can't exist in her reality. No, thank you. No, thank you.
my compulsion to
Hi, Anna.
eat and binge is stronger than I am right now. And I need to.
Chicken cutlet, you're infuriated. Yep, we're going to sit through 28 minutes of this. Meanwhile, we've just come off of, 2 months of mainlining mukbangs on the daily? Okay.
Learn ways to cope with that.
If there's a mukbang after this video, that should tell you all you need to know. And there will be. I'm sorry to be cynical, but there will be.
So, that being said, I tried to start my diet from starting today, and that diet is a mistake when you're trying to treat
I would also like to know what time today it is. I'm getting the feeling it's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
binge eating disorder. And I've been told this many times, but it's like my brain doesn't learn. Like, my brain goes through a cycle. And we all know what my cycle is because people have illustrated online, people make fun of it, and I know
The cycle, to the way that I interpret the cycle, and we've all seen the infographic, the way I interpret the cycle is less about Chantal's diet and relationship with food and more about Chantal's content that she produces monetized on this platform. And that's kind of the biggest issue, right? From the very beginning, I sat here and said, I cannot understand how you could sit here and say you've got a problematic relationship with food or an interesting relationship with food, you've got BED, you've been diagnosed, you've got food addiction, you're addicted to fast food, you're addicted to eating in your car, you're all of these things, and then create content to only then be paid for it. Like, all you are doing is reinforcing behaviors that are not good for you. How the fuck, how does that make sense? How does any of that make sense? How? It's like if I came online and said, oh, I've got really high blood pressure, and then kept watching Ambi and getting frustrated. Like, you are legitimately monetizing a behavior that is negatively impacting your life. How does that work for you? How does that work? If you were taking this seriously, you wouldn't be fucking mainlining BK on the daily. On camera. That doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna get made fun of for this video.
The umbrella holder for BBJ. Hello, thank you for being here for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Whole year. 1 whole year. Happy anniversary, mate. Thanks for being here.
Which is why I chose to clam up about it, or would choose to clam up about it over and over again, and not open up about my struggles or when I'm failing on
Personate, that's a really good question. Why is eating the extra diet meal the alarming thing and not the 5k calorie meal she ate the other day? Well, see, the 5k calorie meal was part of the fast food funeral, right? So that was in preparation for the diet. And then we got to the diet day. And this is why, again, we make the argument that giant dramatic steps don't work. Lifestyle changes are not meant to be immediate, especially when it's within your control to just go back to them. Like in the conversation of food, that's very hard. It's very, very hard.
trying to eat healthy. But I think
Hi,
I'm
Amanda.
going to shift my content to just sharing in a daily vlog my struggles.
That's all we've been getting. The mukbangs are the struggle, Mary.
With trying to get better. I've had binge eating disorder for many years.
I'm so pissed. Swear jar. Sorry. I'm not upset because putting that amount of emotional investment in watching some fuckery on the internet doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. It is in a different reality. It just irks me so bad. Knowing people in my life who have interesting relationships with food and the way that they have to manage and the way that they have to work hard and the results that they feel, but also like the impact that failures have on them, who aren't recording all of this shit for anonymous people on the internet's entertainment. That's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's just like when Ambi says, I hate going into the comments because they make me feel bad. Don't go into the comments. Oh, I hate my relationship with food, or I have an interesting relationship with food. Then why are you reinforcing negative behaviour by getting paid for it? No, well, you got to make a living somehow. Do you? Because you told us Snoopy was looking after everything. Why did we go back to mukbangs? This doesn't make sense. If this was part of the conversation, why? I'm talking a lot with my hands today. That blood pressure is rising.
Maybe greater than 20 years. I do have some medical documents from my binge eating disorder assessment I will share with you.
The assessment, just to put a note in this, the assessment, which is 4 years old, so 2019, 5 years old, and nothing has been done. Legitimately nothing. There's kind of a common conversation that we have where Chantal went to the eating disorder clinic, and one piece of advice that they gave her, it wasn't a massive piece. It was just, you say you're addicted to fast food. Great. You say you always eat the food in your car because you're secret eating. Okay, I understand that. Let's take a small step and take the car tray out of your car. And do you know what Chantal's reaction to that was? The next morning, car mukbang. That's what it was. She hasn't taken this diagnosis seriously. She refuses to. She says, oh no, I can eat a potato every day and just survive. I can cleanse myself with juices. Everything's fine. I don't need support. And then as soon as the whiff of lifestyle change is in the air, it's, no, these are all of my struggles and this is why I am the way I am. And I'm just the way I am.
In a few minutes.
She also went one time. Exactly, funny girl. Yes.
I just wanted to give you a bit of an introduction. This is not the video I was planning on making today. I was planning on,
I have a feeling like this video, it's interesting the way that she's painted this video, because towards the middle and the end of this, we get all of the diet food stuff. And specifically in like the breakfast and lunch period, it's very much giving what I ate on a day, eating out a diet box, But towards the end, you can tell that this is coming. And I just have a feeling as if this was all filmed, I don't know. I have a feeling like the fast food funeral was actually filmed on this day as well. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Cherry, thank you so much for the super chat, mate. Cherry says, we are all united in this rage. This video brings all in this together. And we know who we are. We're all stars. And we see that. I didn't get into High School Musical, but through osmosis, that's the one that sticks. We're all in this together, but for real, chat, take care of yourselves. 100%, Cherry, and thank you for saying it, and thank you for the support. Chat, I can't communicate this more often, but just treat yourself with more respect than Chantal does. Just take yourself seriously. If you've received a diagnosis for something, don't ignore it. Don't just think that a great fast is going to fix stuff. Like, just don't. Speak with your healthcare professionals, work with your healthcare professionals. If you're in a situation like Chantal is where socialized healthcare exists, make use of those services. Pay your taxes, do all of that stuff. Beth, thank you so much for being here for 3 months. Beth says ALR has been getting attention, so here we are. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. I think they're both definitely in the same, wave. Riding the same wave. There you go. And Lynn, thank you for being here for 19 months. Lynn says, she failed the diet. Colour me shocked. Oh, yeah, she's going to get into it more. I keep interrupting about my ness.
just showing you guys, okay, I expected to just wake up and be better, to be able to conquer this now. I always thought it was something in my willpower that was wrong. And okay, I'll have this for breakfast, then I'll have this for lunch, and it would just all go routine and smooth, and I would have a vlog for you today showing you that I could stick to this 1100 calorie diet.
I thought it was 12 last time we heard, but maybe not.
That we spent probably too much money on, and
Whoops.
For not an adequate amount of food.
And see, this is why I argue, don't do this. Don't pay companies to feed you if the ideal is change my lifestyle, right? Learn to cook, do all of the things. If you are in even a similar position to Chantal where you do have that time, I totally understand the argument for convenience food and for making use of these services when you don't have enough time. that's what I feel like these are designed for. But if you're Chantal, right, and you just don't, she just doesn't have anything going on. She's got no hobbies. She's got no interests. It's all food. And that in itself is a whole knot to unpack, right? Like, fill your life with things to do. Find interests, find hobbies. Like, one of my major interests was roller skating as I was losing weight and walking. And I can't tell you how great it was to be like, oh, I'm kind of bored. Normally, I would, like, go and stick my head in a bag of something. But instead, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to take my water bottle. I'm going to go get my steps in. I'm going to track my steps. And, like, tracking steps became, like, the thing that I was interested in. She's got nothing going on. Winter Sun Pondu, hello. Thank you for the super chat. Winter Sun says, hi, Poppy. I normally lurk, but as a Canadian, this is appalling. She has had access to resources and chooses not to take her health issues seriously 100%. Also, hi, happy Canada Day. All of this is manipulative nonsense. I love you and all the syntaxes here. Thank you so much, Winter Sun. I appreciate the support, and hello to all of the lurkers. Thank you for representing. Yeah, I don't understand. Because we've had this conversation in Kuwait as well, where Chantal says, oh, well, therapy might be a good idea, but do you know how expensive it is over here? And I'm not saying it's an easier thing in Canada. I understand there's a private payment and all of that stuff, and I understand there are wait lists, and I understand all of that. But Chantal hasn't even tried. Chantal has been in the position where she's been in clinics. She has spoken to professionals. She has access to all of these things. And there was a period of time where she was earning, like, 5 figures a month. To a lot of people, that's a lot. To a lot of people, they don't have access to those resources, and because they don't have access to that, monetary resource, finding healthcare coverage is even harder. But Chantal was earning substantial amounts of money, and has for a long time, and doesn't pay taxes, and refuses to pay off her debts, and all of these things. And you'd think if you were in the position where you were refusing to pay your taxes, you would at least pay for things to take care of yourself. But no. It's wild. Thank you for the super chat. Christina, thank you for the super chat as well. Christina says, oh, sorry, you escaped. I would say use for coffee, but for sakes of the blood pressure, be safe, y'all. Yeah, everybody, drink a big cup of water, deep breaths, ground yourself. Everything's fine. Thank you, Christina, for the support. And Funny Girl as well, thank you for the support. Funny Girl says, Zach, my son is coming to Sydney in October to represent Canada at the ISF. Oh, cool. I'm so excited for him. Well, I hope he has a great trip, mate. Thank you very much for the super chat. Sydney's great. Sydney's great. But I recommend if he's coming to Australia and has got like a spare day or two, to get out of Sydney and just go see some nature. Go take a walk in nature, Thank you for the support.
For binge eating disorder recovery. And I realized that also when I was on TikTok watching, be scrolling, and on my For You page, there was a couple of young women, who also have binge eating disorder, and they are...
From Kelsey Grennan. The thing is, because she's talking about this way, she was also talking about this in the fast food funeral, which is what makes me think this all happened on one day, right? Go back and... Well, you don't have to. Go back and watch my stream yesterday. Don't watch her. Ew. She was talking about other people on TikTok and how they were dealing with their BED and working through stuff and all of that, which I understand, but the timeline doesn't match up. It doesn't make sense. I'm mostly convinced that Chantal had that 4,000 calorie BK meal the same day she received this diet food. I'm 90% there. Ange, thank you for being here for 27 months. I appreciate it. Ange says, TikTok? Tick. Okay, thank you so much for being here, mate. I appreciate the support.
Going through the recovery phases, and what they are eating, it was surprising me that they say, I'm not focusing on weight loss, I'm not focusing on dieting. What we're focusing on first is being binge free.
Get a therapist. Start there. Seek help with your mental health. Stop all of this, I'm going to take my mental... I can't tell you how frustrating it is sometimes. As no one who's a professional, right? It doesn't matter. But I can't tell you how frustrating it is watching some content and hearing these things might be associated with this mental health condition. They might be. I also might just be forgetful. I hate this idea that... I love the idea of talking about mental health, and I love the idea of removing that stigma and having the ability to talk about the way that we exist in the world and the mental health that comes along with all of that. But I hate what happens. I hate this, where Chantal, or someone like Chantal, will see something and be like, well, that's me. That's just like me. I'm just like that. And think that somehow understanding that, in this instance, that relationship with food can apply to her. Although there might be a similarity, Chantal is a complex human being, just like everybody else. This is why professionals exist.
And a lot of that has to do with, you know...
Oh, really, Lottie? I can see that. But do you think she slept? Ah. Did she get the diet box on Thursday and then eat that, and then BK was like lunch the next morning? Maybe there was a nap in there. Who even knows? What is time?
The type of diet, for example, I'm on right now with this food service is not enough. And it will definitely trigger a binge. I can feel it. And I've already eaten more. So I've pretty much eaten... You know, the day started as a little optimistic.
The fact she can't look into the camera that makes me think there's a lie in here.
Okay, you know, I wasn't that hungry I had a full meal. I had a full dinner the night before. So, you know, naturally I woke up, I wasn't that hungry. And then, you know, I had the breakfast. And then I was like, I want that snack. I don't know if I can wait for a dessert. I'm going to have it as a snack. So I had the snack 2 hours later. And then I had...
Chantal has no life outside of these four walls. Like, it feels like Chantal doesn't exist even in Kuwait. She just exists in this room because of how I watch, right? My God, get a hobby. You need a hobby. You need something to actually do that's not scroll through TikTok and have other people's relationship with food, or even just like the consumption of food being shoved in your face. Very much the same opinion with Ambi the other day saying, oh, I can't watch mukbangs anymore. It's like, well, for some people it works. For me, for instance, watching a mukbang, I go, okay, great. Like calculating stuff and being like, I'm going to have like something different for lunch today. Let me think about a recipe. But that all Chantal's life seems to be is food. It's consume, consume, consume. Food, smoke, drama on the internet. I mean, it's a life, but maybe a hard life. Well, in this conversation. Clover, thank you so much for being here for 20 months. Clover says she's freely admits to having no hobbies. It's crazy. It's crazy. Zero. I understand not wanting... Like, Chantal has made the argument to say, I don't want to have a crafty hobby. That's not me. Okay, great. Do something else then. Just anything else. Literally anything else.
Lunch. And then with that lunch, I had my supper in the same time. So all of the food from the diet box, it's gone. Except one salad. So, and then I'll show you pretty much some clips from the day after this. I'll show you what I did vlog, and I'll show you some medical records and discuss that with you. So it might be a long video.
Whispering Theory, you think this is for Snoopy?
So you're going to get to learn a lot more about me. And I'm coming to you with full sincerity. I'm opening up, and if I want to do that when I talk about these things, I feel kind of vulnerable and icky and like weird.
Brissa, I knew you'd clock that.
But just to preface what I'm going to show you in my medical records, about the visits, the notes from visits when I did go to see a binge eating disorder recovery doctor at the psychiatry department when I was living in Ottawa. And I was diagnosed with severe depression and binge eating disorder, which honestly just makes life insurmountable. And I try to live like a normal person without these issues, and I just feel like I'm just drowning, you know?
These things suck, right? There's no question about that. Struggling with these things, hard. Sucks, terrible, wouldn't wish it on anyone. Foodie has never taken the steps, and we have watched it. Foodie, actually, that's not true. Because if we think about, there are periods in like 2017, 2018, a little bit in 2019, where Chantal has actively participated and taken the steps, or at least showcased on her channel, that she was taking the steps to change her lifestyle. And then 2020 happened. And then for a solid 2 years, we just saw just nothing. Just nothing. Just sitting at home, consuming thousands of milligrams of THC until you pass out, ordering 5 slabs of cake, just consuming. Consume. And then, obviously, the old mate stuff, and then the cocaine stuff, and then just, like... She hasn't taken herself seriously, ever. And I feel like she's taken herself less seriously over the last 3 years, which is mind-blowing. Maturity, not the opposite. And now that we're in Kuwait, like, nobody is surprised. Nobody's surprised. She's got nothing to do.
So I realize I can't do this alone, so I'm going to be looking for resources to help me, even if I have to do it online. And maybe some nutritional counseling. There's a lot of podcasts with people, you know...
No, stop. Stop it. Get offline. Someone cut her internet. We're done. Stop. Not I'm going to listen to podcasts. Look, don't get me wrong. Podcasts can be supremely helpful. Interviews with professionals can be really great. But you know what's even better? Professional assistance. Professional assistance. Medical professionals who know you as a person. Who can get to know you. Therapy. Counseling. General practitioners. Not the ER. People who can actually take you as a whole complex individual and say, I'm going to get to know you so we can figure out what's going on and how to manage all of this. Not listening to fucking Josh Rogan. Josh Rogan? Josh Rogan? John Rogan. Joe Rogan. That's him. Joe Rogan. Not listening to podcasts about nutrition and how good a potato fast can be and, ooh, the grape diet. No. No, no, no. Listening to nutritional podcasts is in the same vein as Chantal picking up a self-help book. Fuck off. Get professional assistance. Close enough. Jonathan Rogan.
Support groups. I might even make a support group. I don't know if any of you specifically have binge eating disorder. I don't mean like if you know.
Chantal, I'm sure that there is a group somewhere in Kuwait. Overeaters Anonymous. Fuck, go hit them up. At least there will be someone there with, well, you'd hope there'd be someone there with some level of professional insight. Podcasts are great for conversational stuff, not for therapy. The YouTube audience that you hold, right? The audience who are watching you, not your therapist, not your good Judies, not people who engage with you in your real world, and not people who know you intimately. Fuck off, find a therapist. Jamie, thank you for being here for 16 months. I appreciate it. Jamie says this, when she now has to start being accountable. Yeah, well, I mean, it's finally happened, but it will happen for all of 24 hours because I can guarantee you there'll be a mukbang tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, but in like 7 days. Eri, thank you for being here and thank you for the super chat as well. Eri says she could stick to the diet box, add a moderate extra meal, yep, and still be in deficit, and said she'll go back to BK takeout and 5,000 calorie meals. And that's the thing that blows my mind, right? Chantal eating 11,000 calories from, and thank you for the super chat. Chantal eating 11,000 calories from a diet box. If she went out and got one small burger, not a meal, just a burger, just a little something to sate the fast food addiction that she's going to talk about shortly, one burger. Not a bucket of rice, not a four-person family meal. No, just a burger. She loves burgers. Burgers are one of her favorite things and probably most consumed food. One small burger. Or better yet, learn to cook it at home and count her own calories. But let's not take giant steps here. 1,100 calories on a box. 600 calories on a burger. 1,700 calories. That's well within a deficit for Chantal. Well, do that for 6 months. See what happens. One of the main problems is that it's boring. It's a long, boring, slow road. Weight loss? It is. You just have to be in a deficit and make sure that you're burning more calories than you're consuming. It sounds easy. It's not, because it's boring as hell. Chantal could absolutely do it where she is at the moment and refuses to. Wild.
It's not just people who... There's different categories of people who are obese. And binge eating... Not everyone who's obese has binge eating disorder. You know, it's a specific type.
And not everybody who has an interesting relationship with food has a diagnosis either. Just want to put that out there. Everybody's got a relationship with food because it's something that literally everybody consumes. And not everybody who is overweight, obese, morbidly obese has BED. Not everybody can go the route of getting a diagnosis. And some people overconsume for various reasons. But anyway, no, you go, Chantal. You're the one we're watching. You talk.
And binge eating, not everyone who's obese has binge eating disorder. You know, it's a specific type of disorder that's like, unless you have it, it's very hard to understand. And you see that all the time in comments with people like, why don't you just walk more? Why don't you just eat less? And it's, you know, I wish it was that easy. I really do. So I recognize that all of these things are valid, but they're also my responsibility to try to heal myself. So that's a work in progress. And I realized that
I don't also love the verbiage of healing in this context, because for me, at least, when I talk about my relationship with food, it's not healed and it's not healing, it's managed. It's managed and it's maintained. It is, my meat wagon is a wagon, and my mentals are my mentals. And the way that I see food, I constantly, the other day I felt it. I was feeling, like, after the sniffle, I was feeling a little under the weather, and I was like, ooh, I could eat this. And I got up and I was just like, I found myself, like, in the kitchen, and I was like, I don't specifically remember the way that I got here, but I remember I'm here, because an older part of my brain was like, when I feel like this is what I want to do. And I was like, oh, whoop, got pulled straight back into mindfulness now, and I'm very aware of my reality. But for a moment, that part of my brain was like, autopilot, let's go see what's in the pantry. I don't need to do that. I know what's in the pantry. I don't need to rummage around in there for 12 minutes trying to find, like, baking chocolate to consume. No. I'm mindful. It's fine. You go, Chantal. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
I probably won't be healthy enough in a couple months to travel around and go hiking and do all these things.
I think this is the first mention of the hiking, right? Or is she talking about Everest there?
In different countries that I want to do. And I can't rush this. You know, I was trying to rush it, and that's just not going to work. And I have to come to that realization. So me wanting to do these diets and these fixes and everything is just what I've always known to do, you know? And I've always...
Oh, Badusi, thank you for the super chat. Badusi says, in the words of Foodie, I'm going to manipulate the F out of you and you're going to eat it up. This is all she's doing. She's a greedy individual. I agree. I 100% agree. And I do feel, because like I said, I do feel like there'll be a whole heap of new audience members coming into Chantal and being like, oh, who is this person? Oh, sympathy, pity, whoa. And I don't have any of that left in me. That well is well dry. Yeah, that's a dried up well. Because I have sympathy and I have empathy towards anyone who struggles with their relationship with food, because I also exist in that space. But Chantal uses it to make a coin on YouTube and to manipulate her audience, to make her audience feel a certain way. Right? We have sat through the live streams. We have sat through everything. And just because she's a terrible person doesn't mean she doesn't have a shitty relationship with food. But in all things, Chantal's character, holistically, no sympathy. None. Zero. Whatever. You deal with it. If you're an individual who has a similar story, a similar relationship with food, I have all of the sympathy. I have all of the time. I will be your good Judy. 100%. But not Chantal. Not for a racist bigot who also neglects her cats. No, thank you. And not for someone who has done this 27 times till Sunday, because it is giving big manipulation energy. It's like when you sit down with your good Judy and they complain about something in their life, and you give them the advice, and then they come back to you 2 weeks later and they complain about the same thing, and you say, did you take the advice? Did you do the thing that I suggested? No. Well, what steps have you taken? Nothing. Okay, are you managing that well? No, but I just want to tell you about it. Okay, well. How long can you listen to that? How long? How long can you go through a cycle of being manipulated and being stretched to feel bad and going through all of that? You're not a terrible person for building up cynicism when, you know, patterns of behaviour are exposed like this, and I have none for Chantal. But Justy, thank you for the super chat. Miss No Madness Licks Juice. Thank you for the super chat. Here to Judge, thank you for the super chat as well. Here says, I wonder how Salah feels about his vacation being cancelled. He's probably going to be bad. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Snoopy will continue to play along. Because you have to think about it in terms of, like, time investment as well. So, like, I don't know. Look, I'm here for some drama and some mess. So, bring on the divorce arc. But I have a feeling like 6, 7, 8 months is not long enough. Maybe if it was after 12, he might be getting a little like, well, what are we doing? But this is what happens when you marry someone you've known for 3 weeks on the internet, huh? The Queen, thank you for being here for 8 months as well. Queen says, geez, nearly a year. Thanks, Zach, for being you. Thanks, Queen, for being you. I appreciate the support, mate. I hope you're having a great weekend. Okay, back to her.
Also, always wanted to...
Oh, Agent, that's okay. Purple's a great colour.
Just basically restrict. after binging, I just want to restrict and just, so
That's a very similar feeling to that I think a lot of people experience.
yeah, it's just horrible. So what I'm going to do, I think, with this diet box is just supplement the month, because Salah already paid for
Supplement the month.
For like a whole month for me. Another important thing that I have to do is really sit down and have a talk with him about my medical conditions, like in full. Like,
I don't understand how you haven't had that conversation yet. I don't. The mature adults in the audience, please stand up. I would like to thank you all for having actual adult conversations with your partners. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't think that you can't get married to someone and not have a conversation about comorbidities and your health and all of that. You want to keep stuff private and to yourself? Fine. But just don't be surprised when you suddenly bring it up all out of the blue after 7 months of marriage. Because that's wild. That's wild. That's wild to me. Queen, thank you for gifting a channel membership as well. And Catloo, hello, welcome back to Popstar. Good to see you. Blink, hello, good to see you too. Oh, Zara, good to see you too. Hello, everyone. Hi.
read through these medical reports with him, because he doesn't understand.
Oh, that's right, Hugh. Have a good day.
Disorder. And I didn't really take the time to properly explain my condition to him.
Great.
So I think that that's one of the really big walls I hit with having this issue, is that trying to make people understand, it's hard. So
who's Foodie mad at now? I don't even know who the fuck this is. Alright, well, Chantal's mad at someone. Who is this person? Okay, hold on. I'll drag it over. Chantal, one moment, please. Sorry, we've got Foodie voice to do. Let's try here. Great. Great. Oh, Catloo, thank you for gifting a channel membership as well. That's great. Welcome back to Blink. Hello, Blink. Please make sure you thank the lovely Catloo for their generosity. Bring on Julia Child. Bring on Julia Child, indeed. Who is this? Who's this? Who the hell is this? I know who this is. The Foodie voice book. Oh, it's Gary Unfiltered? Right. Sorry, I'm very out of the loop. Why is she mad at Gary? What'd Gary do? Oh, that's Reed. Okay, great. It's Gary. Okay. Pinkies up, everyone. Okay. Marissa, you have no idea? I have no idea. I just don't watch enough people, apparently. I don't know. I'm out of the loop. I don't know what Gary did. What did Gary do? Okay, Foodie Beauty. No, hold on, let me find it. There we go. Obsessed weirdo had the nerve. No, that's Miss Piggy. This obsessed weirdo had the nerve to say your husband to use you for views on his channel. Or has to use you, rather. Ha ha ha. You have to be kidding. Your entire channel is built off my back. You sit on your frumpy butt all day collecting disability, while judging me for my issues. Also, his gaming channel is now ours. We are married, so of course we will support each other. We also both use the gaming channel to game, not only him. So what? You ask why Snoopy targets FFG and makes comments about her? Well, it's because she targets his wife and is an obsessed stalker. If someone was doing that to your wife, you would do the same. Why do you target and make fun of women's body parts and mental health issues on your channel? Women who do nothing to you. Besides, he also made comments about Nad Turd and Garlic Boar and many others in Girl World. You are proof that Girl World is just made up of a bunch of bored, miserable, no-life-having individuals. Hashtag hypocrisy. Creek Native Girl, thank you so much for gifting a channel member, and welcome back to Eri. Hey, mate. Please make sure you thank the lovely Creek for their gift. Okie dokie. So, why is she mad? Yeah, whatever, exactly. Why is she mad? Hashtag get a hobby. That's a good one. I like that. You know what, Foodie? Bring your drama to video. That's what I would say. That's my advice. Because putting it in the community tab post, like, it's just not it. I'm gonna need to have this broken down for me. What happened? No one cares anymore. Literally no one cares anymore. I mean, old mate, sorry. Whew. Snoopy does have to use Chantal for views, right? In the same realm of, we would not be talking about Snoopy if Snoopy wasn't with Chantal. Like, it's just what it is. Am I interested in watching Snoopy's gaming content? No. Am I interested in watching Foodie's gaming content? If she's doing the streams as poorly as I've seen, no. No, thank you. I'm fine. Am I interested in watching Foodie's live streams at the moment? Absolutely not. I'm too busy. There's things to do. Give me the recorded content. Nice, short, sweet, done. Now, as for the conversation of, well, Snoopy's talking about other people, I don't know. To me, it seems like Snoopy really enjoys being in the drama. For me, I'm not interested in being in drama. I'm not interested in causing internet fights. I'm not interested in talking about anything else apart from what I actually watch. I'm up in the balconies with my little binoculars at the opera, right? I'm watching from a distance. I don't want to be in it. No, thank you. That's your reality. Get out. I will say that Snoopy has said plenty of things about reaction channels, correct? We're all pathetic, we're all losers, we're all zombies, we're all blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, the interesting thing about all of that is he's the one who married Chantal, so, I mean, choices. Anyway, we're going to go back to Chantal's nonsense after that. Agent Scrange, thank you for gifting 5 channel memberships as well, and welcome back to Casey, Wolf, Robert, Jen, and Bunny Melon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Please make sure you thank the lovely agent for their gifted generosity. Excellent. All right, back to Chantal.
I'm going to do that because he really needs
Also, we are 9 minutes in, and we are 50 minutes into the stream. How good?
to know.
How good?
So he can be supportive, and he can also be understanding, and I mean, I obviously hide binges from...
Oh, that was Louise? Oh, right. Thank you.
Everybody. I don't binge. Like, that's why, a mukbang that I do is not really a binge because it's overeating, for sure. It's overeating, but it's not binging. Binging is something you do in secret.
Oh, look, Brooke, are you okay?
And you eat extreme amounts of calories in one sitting, which is why you would see my scale go. I would gain kgs in days. And then there's the psychological and emotional after effect of that, that cycle of guilt, and then you want to restrict, and it's just...
It's hard.
Never ending. So, but you don't, it's I guess even after being diagnosed, after always saying I have binge eating, I'd never fully realized, this is just not going to be fixed with a diet. You're just...
How has it... This is like the conversation about old mate. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't see. I didn't realize he was with Dee Dee. The willful ignorance of this individual is wild. This is the face of someone who is supremely willfully ignorant. And realistically does things just to upset people. Defiant, that's what it is. Willfully ignorant and defiant. Those are just the peak characteristics of Foodie Beauty. Oh, I see, Lord Broke. I get it. Yes.
Going in circles, and yeah, it's insanity. But I realize I'm sick, and I need to take responsibility for my health to get better, and I can't rush it.
Hey, Marie.
I need support. So that's what I'm gonna...
Oh, I'm sorry, Ari.
There's gonna be days in these diaries where I'm not probably doing too well, but I'm gonna...
The thing is, it's not really willful ignorance either, because she knows she has all of these problems, and she has an audience literally telling her on the daily that she should go and speak to professional assistants, but she doesn't.
Always be honest, and I think it's important for me
That's
to,
what it
to
is,
do
Lottie.
this and focus this, make this the main focus of my life, because I can't do anything else until this is fixed. So I have to do it. And I want to.
That's the thing, though. You literally have nothing else in your life. How is it that you met someone, flew halfway across the planet, got married, reverted, How is it that you experienced all of these things in your world and yet still have nothing in your life outside of consumption, outside of food? It's eating and smoking now. And that's why I think she was so desperate to get Howie and Julia, right? To have animals to actually, like, engage. To actually, her brain was screaming for engagement, enrichment, interaction. Because otherwise she was just kicking back on this couch, swiping through TikToks and eating Burger King. That's her life. That's crazy. Loophole married. Duna baby, thank you for being here for 6 months. Duna says that you're such a positive like. Thanks for 6 months. Thanks for hanging out for 6 months, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support, and I'm glad. I'm feeling a little like prickly today, just about this content because, Chantal has had the ability to manage herself better and refuses to. It's crazy.
Live a long, happy, healthier life and not worrying about food every second of the day.
That's what I mean. I'm here for the loophole divorce. Like, that'll be an interesting conversation, I guess.
I don't think I realized fully how much of my life has been consumed by food. You know, I'm the one.
How can you sit here and say this on the internet when your entire fucking channel? It's like me saying, "Oh, guys, I'm really anxious at the moment. I'm going through it a little bit. Like, I'm not feeling good because, like, I've never realized how impactful reacting to Chantal and Amber is. I don't do it every day. I maybe do it like 8 to 10 hours a week. That's well within my wheelhouse. But I can't imagine coming here and sitting on camera in the middle of a reaction and saying, oh, I've never realized how negatively reacting to Chantal and Amber has been to me and my health and my life. Girl, you're doing it literally every day. You are sitting there just consuming thousands of calories on camera every day. How the fuck did you not know? You were there. We were there. You were there. How did you not know?
Supposed to be doing I'm the one consuming the food, but it's also honestly consuming me in a lot of ways.
Whiplash, good to see you. What conversation about bubbly would you like to have?
So, alright, so let's get to the rest of the video. I'm going to show you what I managed to vlog today. You could see I started out very optimistic about, I'm sorry, I didn't think I was going to like get emotional like that, but just thinking about like when I woke up and I had the diet food ready to go. And
find something more in your life. Find something more. Make more bloody couples content. Play your games more. Take up knitting. I don't give a shit. Find something other than food. If, because I've been there, if when you wake up, the first thing on your brain is, what am I having for breakfast? What does my day look like with food? Like all of that stuff, that can be terrifying. Been there, lived it, terrible. Get something more in your life, gal. And that's not going to solve everything. I'm not saying that it doesn't mean managing your mental health is important and unpacking the BED and seeing a therapist and all of that stuff. That's all supremely important. But the amount of red flags in this entire conversation about interesting relationships with food is like, girl, I'm not a professional. I'm just someone who lives my life. But like the way that you're talking and this, not systematic, the similarities that I hear when she talks about her stuff with food, you need to get a life, build a bridge, get over it, and like invest in your own life. Because if all your life is consumption, then that's all your life is ever going to be. Oh boy. Is that Kevin Jr.? I think so. Beautiful, good to see you, mate. Happy 2 years, 24 months. Beautiful says, hi Zach, hi chat, hope you're all doing well. I'm doing very well. Happy weekend, mate. Good to see you. And thanks so much for the support. Here, thank you for the support as well. Here says, she said all she cares about is food and D. Well, yeah, that's about it. She just needs something more. And she shouldn't be bringing, like, innocence into it, right? Like, the animals and stuff. And that's what I think a hole in Foodie's life is, right? It's filled with, I have pets. I can look after them. No, with the neglect and all of that. So yeah, she needs things in her life that exist to fulfill it. The end. As we all do. Hey, Haz.
Salah was like all proud of me and to start. And
Yeah, Blondie, exactly. Keeping the mind and the hands busy. That's the same for many addictions, I imagine, because that was a very similar thing that I had with smoking, right? If I could keep my brain active and I could keep my hands busy, I would not want to step out for my, 17th cigarette that day. Frozen, thank you very much for the super chat as well. Frozen says, when you're too dehydrated to produce crocodile tears, drink your water, everyone, even if it's not for manipulation tactics. 100% chat. Make sure you've got a beverage. Water, preferably. I've realized I'm not drinking as much water as I need to. I think that's one of the things in winter where I'm like, I'm generally a big sweaty bear, but at least in winter I'm less of a, double sweaty bear. So yes, if you're out there and you haven't drunk your water, make sure you drink your water.
I guess I feel guilty and like a failure, for not sticking to it, even though I know logically that this is not going to treat my eating disorder, that I need help, So,
do you know what? Speaking of problematic relationships with food, and I'm not saying this as anyone, just as me. I've found that sometimes when I'm in a bit of like a calorie surplus, which happens because I lift a lot and feel like I need the energy, but that's its own kind of fine balance, right? When I'm in a calorie surplus, sometimes I go, okay, great, what am I going to have for dinner? I can do this. I've got this in the fridge. I can do this, this, and this. And sometimes it doesn't even occur to me that I can just, like, if I'm over the calories for the day, I can just skip the meal, right? If I've had a really big lunch, if I've had breakfast that morning, if I've overconsumed in my calories, and I know because generally I have a good track of all of that, it because of the kind of schedule and consistency that I'm on with food, it doesn't occur to me that I can just skip a meal, right? I can just say, I'm not going to have dinner, or I'll just have like a really light dinner. Like everything has to be meal structured, counted, all of that stuff. So like that is a whole separate thing. But in all of this for Chantal, I'm not advocating for skipping meals. I'm just saying that Chantal used to sit on camera and tell us she was doing OMAD. Chantal used to sit here and say, oh no, this is 3,000 calories, but this is all I'm eating for the day. And yet this is the reaction when Chantal has consumed 1,100 calories within the span of a couple of hours. I think all of the OMADs were a lie. I think the OMADs were lies. And if they weren't lies, then I think that Chantal would wake up, consume, and then go back to sleep, and then wake up 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours later, and then it would be a new day, and then it would be a new OMAD. Anyway, just interesting perspectives about brains and stuff. Back to her. Also, chat, I forgot to mention, we're an hour in, and I suck. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to hit the like button, that'd be great. If you don't feel like it, that's fine too. But, like, I would like it if you did. Please and thank you. Back to this one.
Anyway, I'm just tired and defeated. So,
I don't think the OMADs happened. Because you could eat that 11,000 calories and you could go and get a 600 calorie burger. Hell, you could go get a 1,000 calorie meal and consume all of it at the same time and still be in a deficit. Like Chantal could eat 2,000 calories and still be in a deficit. It blows my mind.
I guess that's it. I'm going to show you some medical records.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I logged into my medical files that you can access on
Sky Fieri, hello mate.
Online in Ontario. And I went through my history to show you a little bit of my notes from that. I blocked out, the personal information of the doctors and things like that. But
I haven't put the vlog up. I think here it's not accountability, it's just content. Like Chantal eating on camera is just content for her. Like it's not, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the light bulb moment where she says, okay, great, I need to change and I will go and speak to professionals. It's probably not going to happen.
But, yeah, and I also have some clips from my vlog from today.
Hi, RC.
Which will be hard to edit. But anyway, all right, so thank you for listening to me. Again, I'm going to look into eventually maybe creating like some kind of support group on Facebook because...
No, shut up. No, go and speak to a healthcare professional, you numpty.
One thing that really... I find really hard is...
One thing that she loves is surrounding herself with sycophants who pat her ass regardless of the outcome. No. Also, I need to blow my nose again. Pardon me. Sorry, Chantal, the floor's yours. There you go.
The loneliness, you know, of other people who have the same problem.
What are you talking about, the loneliness? Didn't you just get married?
So, I'd also like to help people with my content. And I hope that does occur. So, anyway, here it is, and thanks for watching. Hey, hello! Welcome back to my kitchen. So, I'm gonna get out my breakfast out of the fridge.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay,
So they
we're
come in
fine.
this container,
Everything's
and this
fine.
is the breakfast, so I'm gonna put it in the air fryer for like a few seconds, well, maybe a minute or so. Some foil.
Remember when she joined the small Norma's support group on Facebook and quit after a day, but also tried to promote it? Yes! Yeah, what a time, Liddy.
I actually...
Also, first time I'm actually reacting to this kitchen, I think. I like this setup. I don't love the air fryer on the plastic sheets. I feel like that's bad. Popcorn. Oh my god, how good is popcorn? Oh.
Some foil.
Popcorn very much is my... I don't want to call it binge food, but very much my, like... My brain is like, this is a guilt-free pleasure because it's literally like a tablespoon of oil and 40 grams of popcorn. It's not that deep, it's not that much, but it's very easy to overconsume, which is funny because popcorn is so voluminous. Huh. Anyway, that's, like, popcorn is usually the thing that, like, takes me over my calorie requirement. Which is not great when you should be having more protein. But I've tried protein powder on it, which is not bad. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking.
I actually don't know what it is. So it's actually on a, like, potato bun, I think, with cucumber, halloum, and za'atar. So it's like a breakfast sandwich.
Meat, cheese, and bread for breakfast. It's literally Chantal's favorite. The burger.
I'm just gonna put that in the air fryer.
Oh, I see, Voodoo. Yeah. I take psyllium husks.
So yeah, so they make the delivery the day before for
Can we balance your audio, please? I know that's ironic coming from me.
today's meal. So yesterday they delivered, and
Hey, Baylor.
today I eat these meals, and then today they're going to deliver for tomorrow. So yes, I'm going to show you what I'm going to have to drink.
Okay, well, we know it's light out, apparently, at this time.
Some cold water. I've never had hot cucumber.
What do you know about a hot cucumber?
Okay,
That bit never gets old.
let's try a bite.
Never, ever.
It's hot though. Eat a bite.
No, ew. I don't get behind this at all. It just wouldn't fit in with what I would consider a breakfast for me.
Cucumber's still crunchy.
Cucumber, great. Meat, great. Cheese, great. The bun, I don't know. This doesn't feel like breakfast. Also, I just feel like that bun's going to be stale. Potato buns have a shelf life of like 30 seconds. Ugh.
It's actually quite nice.
Yeah, no sex moans when we're biting into this burger, so I assume it's not great. Also dry. So dry. Let's get, I don't know, what are we adding to this to make it a bit wet? Let's make a garlic yogurt sauce. High protein Greek yogurt, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of acid, salt, pep, throw that on there. Delicious. I don't think, look, she's pissed. Just the face of someone who is enjoying this burger. No. She looks disappointed. The ultimate disappointment. She is not a dry girly. No. It's so dry.
I don't know why the bun's yellow. I'm assuming it's a potato bun.
Damn, you're the one who ordered this.
Alright, so I'm gonna eat this and get on with my day. See you guys for lunch, my second meal.
12 p.m. Did she say the time for the potato bun burger? Did I miss that? Maybe. Did she say the time? She's 6 a.m. or something? I feel like it was 6 a.m. Oh no, we're back at the start. Hold on. Oh my god, everything's breaking. Great. A fool. There-ish. Try again.
So, I'm gonna get up my breakfast.
9 a.m.? Sure, she said 9 a.m. Okay, great. Well, I'll skip ahead to the little snack.
I'm gonna eat this and get on with my day. See you guys for lunch, my second meal.
That's not lunch.
Okay, now I'm gonna have these little chocolate nut ball things.
Oh, these are so good, but so easily overconsumed. Also, I'm kind of questioning the 1,100 calories on all of this now. Because, like, that stuff, if it's... I know she says it's made with dates, right? So it's dates, chocolate, coconut, and some kind of nut. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's calorie dense, which would be good for, like, a high-fat situation type of moment. But I honestly think Chantal needs to eat for volume, not for... Not like this. She doesn't need high-fat foods. She doesn't need high-carbohydrate food. She needs a shit ton of fiber, but that's... I don't know her innards. I don't want to. Thank you so much.
I guess this is considered my dessert for today. Let's try it.
Hey, Jem. She needs protein and fiber. Yeah. Oh, God, that mouth sound. Hold on.
I guess this is considered my dessert.
All right, everybody. I need all of the headphone users to hear this.
Let's try.
Oh, she's so loud. Sorry. All right. Well, I think she's enjoying these ones a little bit more. This is why you shouldn't eat on the internet. Oh dear. Anyway.
Peanuts, chocolate, coconut.
Peanuts, chocolate, coconut, and dates. I hope there's a protein powder or something mixed in on this, but that's the thing. You make protein balls like this with something like peanut butter, for instance. Me, I can't just stop at one. I need to have like at least 3. Delicious. Full body chills. Ooh, that was a good one.
Dates, I think. Like energy balls.
Yeah, they're like energy balls, but Chantal, the whole conversation about calories, for me at least, and I went through a really low carbohydrate cut, right? And now when I'm aware of my eating and I'm eating higher calories, specifically carbohydrates, macros, in my mind, I'm like, I'm eating this because I'm going to the gym. And it makes me feel more alert, and it makes me feel more active, and it makes me feel like I have more instant energy. Whereas proteins and fats tend to not make me feel as like, don't get quite as juiced up on on proteins and fats. But Chantal's not even going out for a walk after this. This is just dessert. Seems weird. It's not what I would choose. No, that's the thing. That's a dessert. Which I understand in concept, but also, like, that would be something that I would love to have before going out for a walk, for instance, because it would make me feel like I'm alive.
Alright, so here's my lunch.
That salad looks sad as hell. Look at that. Look at that lettuce. Look at this. I mean, okay, let's start here. Rice, that looks fine. I mean, remember when she complained that her lasagna didn't have bell peppers in it? Look at this rice. Maybe it's got some veggies in there somewhere. This is chicken. Great. Chicken and rice. Classic gym material. And then this salad, which I get behind. I love a salad. I poached up some chicken. I'm going to make that for salads. Oh, so good. But look at this color. That's not a real salad. That is a sad... Mary, didn't you buy like 4 heads of lettuce? What happened to all of that? What happened to all of your vegetables? This is a quarter of a rotten lettuce and like some carrot and probably some low-calorie ranch or mayonnaise and French dressing mixed together or something. That's old iceberg. That is definitely old iceberg. That's like the outer peel of the old ice. Look at that. That's just bad. Bad. I wouldn't be paying for that. No, thank you.
It is like...
It's a salad.
2:30. I'm so hungry. So here's a salad with some kind of...
That salad's nothing. And that's what I mean about eating for volume, right? I can sit down and eat half of a head of lettuce. Half of a head of lettuce, like a third of a head of... Oh, not even a third, sorry. That'd be like a 1/6 or an 1/8 of a head of like red cabbage, carrot, lettuce. sometimes tomato. That's pretty much my like staple salad base. And it's nothing interesting, and it's nothing invigorating. But when I'm not eating chicken and broccoli, if I'm eating like a protein in a salad, that's my salad base. But like, and I eat a lot. But if you are used to eating a lot and you want to change your diet and your lifestyle, and you want to consume the same amount of volume but reduce the calories, you need to eat a lot. You need to eat a lot of broccoli, a lot of cauliflower, a lot of lettuce, like a lot to feel full. This is not going to make anyone feel full. Ever, like at all. Maybe some people who are out there who haven't stretched out their stomach after years of overeating, maybe, but this isn't going to make anyone feel full who has an interesting relationship with food in the overconsumption category.
Looks like vinaigrette, maybe. Some chicken and a small portion of rice. So I'm going to try this out.
This is the most microwave sad meal ever.
I'm having
the slippery slope begins. I have a feeling like that diet box sends the good stuff as the tester, and then once you've paid for it, they're like, right, time to cut the portions.
64 calorie can of iced tea. Breaking my rule already.
This is another thing as well. If I were going from 4,000 calories to 11,000 calories, I can't tell you how quickly I would be getting rid of all sugar in the house. I don't keep a lot of sugar in the house, but I would be getting rid of all of my flour, all of my cooking chocolate, all of my baking supplies and capacities, because just having, like, it's unfortunate. What was it last week? It was flatbread. I was on a flatbread kick. I don't keep bread in the house because I overconsume on it. And then I realized how easy it is to put yogurt, baking powder, and flour together to make a delicious flatbread. And then I made it like 4 days in a row and was like, well, that's a lot of carbohydrates at like 8 o'clock at night. It's probably not a good idea. But I can't tell you how quickly shit like this would not be in the fridge if I were taking anything seriously. No.
So.
Oh, Marissa, maybe. I could see it. Yeah.
I'm already like freaking out.
Well, it is funny, Lottie, her saying about the small portion of rice. Meanwhile, that bloody hubcap she was serving rice in traditionally. No, this is only a serving for one person. What are you talking about? Ma'am, we need to revisit some lies.
Reaching into the Doritos. So I at least tried to portion them out and into these servings. And I'm eating the lunch as well. The dinner that they give you.
Yeah, this shit looks tiny. This looks like lean cuisine.
Because I just...
It's looking after yourself.
Found it like such a small portion, and... Anyway, let's talk. I'm also going to have this mini Mars. Alright, so this is going to be me going over some medical records and discussing that. So... Yeah,
I don't know if this was all intended. Maybe. I don't know. This feels weird for timing. So this was from 2019.
If this is boring for you, you could just end the video here.
No, it's more interesting, actually.
If not, then you can watch on. So this is just a screenshot of... I went back and found, I think...
Yeah, 4 years ago, everyone. 4 years. 4.
One of my visits was, here you can see the date, 7/11/2019, so July 2019.
And this is what I mean. Try to keep track of this, because she doesn't tell this story chronologically. It's legitimately all over the fucking place. So we'll try to piece it together by the end. But she starts an after-visit summary in 2019. Noted. Oh, yeah, she talks over herself, doesn't she, Lottie? Yes. We can try for... closed caption. RC, thank you for gifting a channel membership as well. Armageddon Roach, hello. I don't think we said hello before. Armageddon, lovely to see you. Welcome back to Pulpstar. Please make sure you thank the lovely RC for the gift. Everybody say hi to Armageddon.
I was seeing the doctor in 2019. So at the time, I was prescribed a Vyvanse and a different antidepressant, Effexor.
Oh, so good, Judge.
And recommended to stop the Cipralex. He thought that my, mental illness wasn't being treated well and was causing binging. Now, you will see that the Vyvanse just stopped working for me, and I found it to be increasing my anxiety, and after it would wear off, after a few hours, I would binge again. So it wasn't very effective for me. It was like while it was first kicking in, but it's an amphetamine, and I found it to be really strong and have adverse effects. So here you see...
November 2019. Right, I'm building the timeline.
It says, today's visit you saw blah, 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 doctor on Thursday, 7th of November, not July, sorry.
Camille's objections, yes, she was.
The following issue was addressed, binge eating disorder. I'm showing this also because I know a lot of people were wondering if I've actually tried treatment at a treatment center and if I actually saw a doctor, which I did, and was diagnosed with binge eating disorder. Also here...
Which didn't happen here, it happened earlier than this. Which is, again, confusing for the chronology.
You'll notice it
Foodie, that's a good question.
says, what's next? Laparotomy for LSO, possible BSO, possible total hysterectomy with possible staging. So I could go through that medical history for those of you who are interested at some point with my ovarian cyst and everything like that. So
I've heard that story too many times. I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
But yeah, this is just one of the visits here. Okay, so I read the dates wrong. Apparently it's goes by day, month, year. So this is the...
And couldn't be bothered to reorder it in editing. That's the thing that pisses me off. So this was before that. This is September.
Visit before that. So he initially he started me on Wellbutrin to combine with my...
So she was on Cypralex for September, October, November. 2 months. Okay.
medication that I was currently on. So
she was told to start taking Cypralex in September. And then was taken off Cypralex October, November. Literally almost to the date, 2 months. And given 5 ends. Okay.
So he initially he started me on Wellbutrin to combine with my medication that I was currently on. So yeah, again, to address binge eating.
Oh, her hysterectomy was November 2019. There were a lot of appointments between May and November. Yes. June 2019 is when she went to the specialist who told her not to eat in the car. Right. I thought so. Thanks, Lottie.
Disorder, and
I wasn't sure if it was mid-2019 or 2018 before that. Yeah. 2019 was a big year.
Underneath that, I had a peri-op appointment that was getting close to my operation time. And
why did she stop Ozempic? She was on cocaine instead.
So that was yeah.
Rebo, hello, lovely to see you.
The dates, like on my what's next appointment, I think I called him a few times his office to schedule an appointment earlier because I was really struggling. So that's why maybe the dates have changed with the appointments. But yeah, so this is just another example of one of the appointments.
I don't think so. Like, all of this conversation is surrounding the hysterectomy stuff too, right? So yeah, I'm assuming she's doing more than one thing at these visits. That's what it is.
I have with my binge eating disorder doctor.
Oh no, that's the plan for what's next. Hold on, we're gonna zoom right in because the timeline will actually help us here. Help us understand what the hell's going on. Peri-op in September. So this visit was 10th of September. 2 weeks later, peri-op. And then September, October, and November. Why is November blocked out? I want to see what was happening on November. Straight to me. Right. Okay, cool. Well, that's kind of helping, I guess. Not really, but it's good to know dates.
This is just another example of one of the appointments I have with my binge eating disorder doctor.
Is the binge eating disorder doctor involved in the hysterectomy? That's how I'm hearing that. Maybe. I have no idea. I don't know how these things work. Does that seem strange to anyone? Maybe I'm thinking of the clinic in June. Maybe that's what it is. That all seems kind of mashed together, like one doctor is doing the hysterectomy and the BED and the prescription. That's a lot for one person. That's weird. That's just her GP? Okay, that makes more sense. Right. Okay, great.
All right, so here's just...
That seemed... It was all one doctor. Yeah, the GP leading up to all of the specialist stuff. Right, good. Okay, that makes more sense.
Some notes from my, I guess, into the summer from the doctor.
From July. So this is now happening all before all of those notes, right? We've got notes from September and November of 2019, and this is July of 2019. We're all over the fucking shop when it comes to the chronological timeline. There you go. No, she reported to the clinic for the hysterectomy that she had been diagnosed. Hold on. I have to read that again. Sorry, Lottie. She reported to the clinic for the hysterectomy that she had been diagnosed with BED and depression as part of the intake. There was also an ER visit in there. Okay. So she was reporting to the clinic who was looking after the hysterectomy that she'd been to the BED clinic in July and that was all being worked out. I think it's just the prescription in there that's kind of throwing me off. The change in prescription, which would be the GP. Okay. Great. This is why it's confusing.
I was seen. This is her first outpatient since the initial consultation a month ago. I appeared in good spirits. I started Vyvanse, 20 milligrams a day. It did reduce the binge eating at first, but it did, however, she noticed lately that Vyvanse effects tends to fade away in the evenings. Yeah, exactly.
All of this is a little bit hard to take as well, because we obviously saw what happened in 2020 and 2021, where Chantal was just like off and on her prescription medication. So I can't tell you what was happening in 2019. Fucked if I know.
Decided to stay on Cypralex because the effects didn't work as well for me. So things were a bit better at this point. Okay, so this was
the month before that, in June.
The initial consultation with the BED doctor I was referred to by my family doctor. So here we go. It says, thank you for referring Miss Chantal, they misspelled my name, Saro, to the regional center for the treatment of eating disorders at the blah, blah, blah. The patient was seen today and she was appropriate and cooperative during the assessment. As you recall, she is a 35-year-old woman who lives with her common law boyfriend. She used to work as a secretary at the ROH and has been out of work for the last 2 years. The patient explained that she has been obese since childhood and recalled hiding large quantities of food.
This seems weird.
In her room as a teenager. At the present time, she reported overeating during the day and binge eating at night. She usually binges in her bedroom when her boyfriend is at work, or she will binge in her car when she buys large amounts of fast food. She estimated spending about $600 per month on binge food, which is more. She denied any purging behavior. Her weight taken today was above 150 kg, which is the maximum on the scale.
That's the one that kind of gets me. The Regional Center for the Treatment of Eating Disorders. I don't know. It just seems like an eating disorder clinic would have a scale that goes over 150. But maybe that's something that Chantal holds against them, because like it would be a mark against the clinic if they didn't have that, because Chantal would be proven right that the clinic doesn't take BED seriously. Anyway, that's an interesting thought.
The patient is also struggling with depression. She used to be on Cypralex in the past, and 2 months ago she put herself back on Cypralex at 10 milligrams a day. It has not been effective in improving her mood, which she rated at 1 out of 10. She denied any suicidal intention or plan. So that was the one of the initial parts of the notes from the first visit. So
it's a lot of detail.
Furthering to that, his general impression, and I guess this is where the diagnosis comes in. This is a morbidly obese 35-year-old woman presenting with a binge eating disorder of at least 20 years duration. The binge eating disorder is comorbid with a major depression that is still active and not responding to Cypralex.
Also, that note on, like, she put herself back on Cypralex, I don't know, that raises an interesting flag.
And then the
management plan, we love that.
Management plan, which I think I did describe at the time.
Urged to stop immediately eating in her bedroom or in her car. That's what we were mentioning at the start of the stream.
You guys, not to eat in the car, purchase fast food.
Allegedly a referral to the clinic. Oh, her GP scales. Right. I'm so sorry, Lottie. I'm very confused today. Right. This is to the clinic from her GP. Man, imagine being Chantal's GP.
Which is very
confused.
Easier said than done when you're also addicted to fast food. So, but yeah, of course, that would be the ultimate goal. So that was from the doctor for treatment that I saw.
I've got to read that back. I should also consume home cooking rather than purchasing fast food. What a surprise. What a shock. A shocking shock. In addition, I started her today on Vyvanse 30 milligrams a day for its anti-binging properties, which have been approved by Health Canada. I also stopped the Cypralex and started her... That's so weird. Okay, I'm just going to check a thing. I'm sorry that this is jumping all over the place, but... So, September she was put on Cypralex. And then November she was put on Vyvanse. No, wait. She has been on and off Cypralex and Vyvanse in this period of time twice over 6 months. Am I reading that correctly? Because based on this, based on this in June, she was taken off Cypralex and put on Vyvanse. And then in September, she was taken off Vyvanse and put back on Cypralex. And then in November, was taken off Vyvanse. No, sorry. Other way around. What the hell? This timeline doesn't make sense. I'm going to have someone explain this to me. No pressure, anyone. It's fine. I'm just being stupid. Started on Vyvanse in June. Taken off Vyvanse, put on Cypralex in September. And then taken off Cypralex, put back on Vyvanse in November. Does this seem like a lot to everybody? This is a lot. I don't take a lot of prescription medication, but that seems like a lot. Like, that's the span of less than 6 months to yo-yo back and forth. Cypralex to Vyvanse, back to Cypralex. Yes, you're reading that correctly. Thank you, Lottie. This is a period of time where she wasn't adhering to medical schedules and kept telling doctors the meds weren't working and the previous ones were better. Oh, I remember this. We've had a conversation about this. Cycled between Cypralex and Vyvanse. Literally back and forth like 4 times over 6 months. That's crazy. That's crazy. These are medications that mess with your brain chemistry. Like, in helpful ways, generally, if they're monitored correctly and, you know, the consumption is adhered to and under professionals' guidance and assistance. But damn! I feel like that would mess you up. That would probably mess you up. Jamie, thank you so much for the super chat as well. Jamie says, ALR and Foodie Beauty. F professionals, I know better. Yeah. This is wild. That's wild. Interesting. I want to keep reading that. Maybe in a bit? No? Do we just not want to show me the next part? There we go. Okay, great. 30 milligrams a day. Also, I feel like her dosage also went up and down during all of that. Interesting. Also stopped the Cypralex and started her on Effexor. Don't know what that is. See the patient again and follow up. The dosage of the Effexor XR and the Vyvanse could be gradually increased if well tolerated. And so assuming that wasn't well tolerated, or, well, Chantal didn't say it wasn't tolerated well, it just wasn't working. So they went back a step, I guess. Thank you again for referring Foodie to our program. Associate Professor of Psychiatry. Okay, maybe not great to have that person's, like, title in the email, because that's probably going to be a relatively easy thing to find. Anyway, skipping ahead.
That is still active and not responding to Cypralex. And then the management plan, which I think I did describe at the time to you guys, not to eat in the car, purchase fast food, which is very easier said than done when you're also addicted to fast food. So, but yeah, of course, that would be the ultimate goal. So that was from the doctor for treatment that I saw. So these tests are put in.
Oh God, okay. I'm going to have to turn her down because she's going to start talking over herself here. Close caption, mute. Great. Tests are put in chronological order, I think. Fuck. Ask us, we'll try. Collected from 2021 in February. Okay. This is just a glucose random? Okay, great. This is from 2021 when her glucose read 17.9 and then it went down when she was on that was Ozempic timeline, right? February 2021, Ozempic? Yeah, surely, because when did Old Maid enter the scene? Was it after April? Was it April? March, April? I think. Yeah, it has. This is fasting glucose levels, so she was well into dangerous territory with the double digits there. Sounds about right. I think that's the timeline. And then as soon as she was on Ozempic, well, not as soon as, but while she was working through Ozempic and cocaine, her glucose went down. So that's July. And then January 2022 was February was Valentine's Day. Sorry, just remembering the key points. Hey, Unag. March, April, because Boba Tea Frank was on her birthday. D, thank you for the reminder. Frank. And then the last glucose random was in February 2022. Oh, and then again in July 2022. Right. Share that with you. Okay, I wonder if... Ooh, what apps is she using?
website, my Binge.
Okay, it fixed itself. What apps is she using? I'm just interested. It's fine. I'm getting real zoomy up in here. I think this is Samsung internet. I think there's a flower and a thing and a P and a dot. Great. She has an alarm set. She's on mute. Her location is active. She's on the Wi-Fi. And she has 29% battery. Excellent. Why is that interesting? It's not.
.ca, which is like made by the government of Canada. I believe you can go in and do a self-assessment that you can bring to a doctor to discuss that with. And
I thought you had already had the diagnosis from a doctor, so why is this... What?
And these were my results, which I already have been, diagnosed. I just wanted to see what it would say. So they send you this email at the end. You can email it to yourself, and also you can send it to your, go to a doctor to get it discussed.
That's very handy, but again, yes, there's still discussion with the doctor, and I don't understand why we'd need to do this if you've already been through the diagnosis process, but okay. Sure.
And to end the video, self-education is also part of recovery, along with getting help.
Why does any of this matter? Because she quit her diet.
So I'm not denying that. I do need therapy, but it's just to show you, for those of you who aren't familiar with binge.
I do need therapy. Full stop. No buts. No buts. No buts here.
Eating disorder, that binge eating is a serious mental health issue.
It's not a government website. It's just a Canadian server. Fair enough.
That still has a lot of stigma around it. And these are just some helpful excerpts from articles that I found interesting about the diet cycle. You eat uncontrollably, then you restrict for making up for a binge, and repeat, rinse, lather, repeat, as they say. These are just talking about intuitive eating as well, a hunger scale.
I don't know why. The sun's out. It should be warm. My brain is like, I don't know, winter?
Because if you wait too long, it triggers the binge. Nutritional counseling.
What is all of this? Why do we need this? We know, Chantal. A lot of people who started watching you have similar stuff going on. We know. We don't need this from you. Not from Dr. Armchair.
And about dieting. I found this article to be interesting from a nutritionist helping in eating disorder recovery. And the one thing they point out is they include keto in that, and as part of a fad diet, as being a restrictive diet for people recovering from eating disorder, binge eating disorder. So I just found that interesting, and only about 5% of dieters are actually successful. The restriction, deprivation, guilt, and shame, those are why they fail, are some of the reasons. And they also omit or demonize certain foods or food groups. So I found this very interesting. So I'm going to continue to research and to find proper help and keep...
When's that happening? I'll be here for when that happens.
Working on this. I'm not going to give up. And I appreciate you guys listening to me. See you in the next one.
All right. Speaking of the next one, that's it from Up to Date, Chantal. We're going to do a little bit of a time warp, a retro reaction. We're going back to 2018. We're going back almost 5 years now. So for those of you who aren't interested in the retro, I totally understand. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Thank you so much for being here. If you could hit the like button on the way out, I'd appreciate it. But now we're going back again, giving you a dose of no more smoothies or juice diets, lol. This is from 2018. We're going to watch a couple of pieces from 2018. Maybe not the 2019 one, because I feel like that's just Chantal eating hummus and vegetables. It'll be much of the same. But we'll see how much of the 2018 we can get through, because I'm interested. Let's go. She's so loud.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Hello.
Sam, I'm trying to juice Sam.
Oh.
And now I have to wash those kiwis again, Sam. Sam. Oh, yes. I know what you want, big boys. Yeah. You have to be on a table every time.
Oh, he does, and he continued to be. Great. Move on. Everybody, this is Chantal.
Hey, guys. Hey. Welcome back to my channel. I'm not skinny yet. The trash bag background is back. I hate this bra. The bra strap always slides down. So I have a lot to talk about today. So this is going to be a sit down and talk type of video. So if that's not your thing, I don't know. May not want to watch. I don't know. Anyways.
This was Chantal was back when Chantal was a little bit more likable.
Just wanted to talk about some updates on how I'm doing with, the whole food addiction thing, everything like that. Some steps that I've been taking. Just basically, I haven't updated you since the whole smoothie diet thing. So, yeah. So I've learned a lot.
Which was a time.
This has just been like a mind fuckery, for lack of a better term, this whole journey.
Oh, Change, I hope you're feeling better, mate.
This whole thing so far, more than any time in my life, because I feel
Hapaxis, exactly. Hapaxis said it's kind of like she doesn't realize people have been watching for years and have actual memories of what she said before. Yeah.
like I'm just...
And that's what I mean when I say that I think that that piece of content is going to draw an audience in who aren't aware. So I won't be surprised when in a week's time, a whole heap of people are like, watching this individual on the internet talking about BED. Why are so many people talking about her? I wonder what's going on. And then there'll be fresh faces and we'll say, hi, welcome. Would you like a catch up? Because it's bumpy.
Really confronted more with... I'm just really more...
The perfect subtitle, Lottie.
conflicted now, and things are just like at a boiling point in my life, and I'm just coming to a lot of realizations. I don't know if I'm like growing up. I don't know if anyone is like this, but sometimes I feel like I'm so immature, and I just keep thinking like, was one day I'm just gonna wake up and I'm gonna be an like adult, like, hey, I don't know, I don't think it works like that. I think it's just like learning from experiences in life, like learning from mistakes. It's when we don't learn from mistakes and continually do them over and over. I mean, if eventually you learn from them, you've grown as a person, you know? Anyways, I'm going to try not to digress. I don't have like...
How good, how great, how fabulous.
It's just going to be all over the place, basically. So, my face right now, let me explain. It's very red. I gave myself a facial, and I have very sensitive skin, so the mask that I used... I got a free mask from Lush, and this one in particular doesn't agree with my skin.
She's always been a liar.
It's the... I don't even remember the name, actually. But anyway, so that's why my skin is red, and I don't have any makeup on it, just to give it a break. And my hair...
If you enjoy being lied to by a content creator, Chantal is just so fun to watch. She is. Can't look at the camera... Always shifting eyes off to the side. Let me tell you all about this Lush mask that had an ingredient in it that just didn't agree with my skin. What are we even talking about? What is it? Not rosacea. Hypertension? Is that it? Is that the word I'm looking for? Possibly. I don't know. Who am I?
I did get it fixed, but I still look like a Puritan. Like, I have that, like, you know, I don't know, like, pilgrim 12-year-old boy look going on. I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know. Anyway,
that's weird.
Okay, so let me start with the smoothie diet. I started that on July 5th, I believe, and I did it for a couple of days. It was fine, and then I caved.
Allegedly can go 4 days on a smoothie diet and a water fast 5 years ago. Can't go 1 day on a diet box in Kuwait. Okay, just putting things in lines. Hey, Voodoo, thanks so much for the super chat. Voodoo says, just an appreciation, so needed this. And she says she has rosacea. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, mate. And thank you for your kindness, and I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. Yeah, this is some bonkers nonsense. But sometimes when Chantal does do stuff like this, I do like to go back, and even just on what Chantal has deemed appropriate for her channel now, just to watch some of it and be like, Chantal's always been like this. Chantal's actually, I think, more mature in this moment than she is in 2023. She's more mature, she's more aware, she knows, she's always known what she's doing, but at least the attempts back then seemed like legitimate attempts, or at least she would keep the lie up for longer, right? Yeah.
Craved hard. I had a specific craving. It was for there's a grocery store.
And the reason why I wanted to watch this and talk about it was that she's talking about binging in relationship to food, and I thought that this was around the same time as the eating disorder clinic, but it wasn't. Eating disorder clinic was mid-2019. So Chantal, it's ignorant to say that Chantal hasn't always been aware of her relationship with food, but she's certainly made it a talking point, and she's made money off it for a long time, right? The whole 2019 thing happened because it was reality literally staring Chantal in the face, being like, you have to get a hysterectomy because of everything that's happening, right? And so there was a lot of movement and change, and I don't want to say accountability, but there was a lot more Chantal taking it seriously in that back end of 2019. But that was only because she was confronted with the reality. She was talking about all of this stuff for years beforehand, just not actually doing anything about it.
In Ottawa, that makes these huge pizza buns. They're like pizza buns. They have like pizza sauce on them and like...
Ooh, like a calzone? Is that a pizza bun?
Lots of cheese. So I drove at like 1 a.m. to this 24-hour grocery store just to get those buns. And I ate 3 of them, and they're pretty big. So, and then I thought, okay, you know, I'm just going to get back on it. And
oh yeah, that's definitely what it is, Lottie. She's more convincing because she believes herself back here. Current modern day 2023 Chantal, she doesn't believe anything that's coming out of her mouth. She's, I don't know what that is.
There's a learning process here, so don't worry. That's why I'm retelling this to you. I know you're rolling your eyes, probably a lot of you, but I the next day decided to get back on the smoothie diet. It was going well, you know, and then the next day I caved, and you know, I think BB was working and I was alone, and it was like I had the car and it was just me the night, and I decided to drive 200 kilometers.
Gonna marry the night.
Almost 200 kilometers.
Sorry, I saw a post that some group had said one of the most memorable LGBTQIA plus like songs in the last decade or however long was Born This Way by Gaga. Marry the Night is like a better song, I think. But
kilometers, about 2-hour drive to this place I was telling you about. Do you remember I posted something like I want an orange julep? So I drove all the way to...
Did you know Lady Gaga has the same birthday as Chantal Murray? Did you know that?
Oh my gosh. They have this like creamy orange drink.
Oh,
it's
it comes
kind of like an orange
full
Julius,
circle.
but a bit different. They have jumbo veggie dogs, and they had like a combo with like a drink, 2 veggie. It was like a jumbo veggie dogs and poutine, and it was like Quebec poutine, so it's like the best poutine.
Monty B, thank you for being here for 7 months. Monty says, early birthday present for me, 7 months with Poppy. Happy birthday, mate. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend, and thank you for the support. Good to see you.
It was so good. And I just put on my, it was the middle of the night, and it was like, I put on a YouTube video, like, on my dashboard. It was, like, that cannibal guy, or Ermin Mavis, or Moose, or whatever, he's German. He ate that guy's wiener. Anyway, so I was watching, like, crime documentaries. I listened to my audiobooks. I was listening to The Shining. It was very pleasurable for me. And...
This is a strange conversation.
Yeah, that's the type of food addict I am. I'm obsessive, and it was just like an escape, you know? It was like intimate. I was by myself.
She needs to stop talking about like terrible things happening in the world, eating wieners, pleasure. Like these are all choices. Why are we talking? Why? Just why?
You know, and yeah, I told BB about it. You know, he doesn't. You know, guys, a lot of people will ask me, like, does your boyfriend support you? He does, but he doesn't understand food addiction. He has no idea.
This is the exact same argument that she literally just made in the newest video. Snoopy doesn't understand BED. It's the same. This is the same. And I think the interesting thing about being in relationships with people in general is that you do, at least in mature adult relationships, you do kind of have to have these conversations. It doesn't need to be, like, as deep as you would have with professionals, for instance. But if you're in a relationship with someone, I don't know, man, the expectation is that you kind of open those doors and have those conversations about the way that you see the world and the way that you process things. And like I've had conversations with partners in the past and given advice or given like reasons out to like why I do certain things or why I can or can't have certain things in the house and like all of that stuff. And I know that, you know, to some people that might sound like a lot, and certainly Chantal opening those doors and having those conversations with her partner might seem like a lot because she does it on the internet for money. But it's wild to me that Chantal can have an entire channel based around eating and her relationship with food and not have had that conversation with her intimate partner of many years. But anyway...
Yeah, what he's dealing with, like, he doesn't really get it, you know? And I think he's there for emotional support if I need it, but...
Lottie, I'm on board with that theory, 100%. Yeah.
He doesn't know how to proactively...
Chantal's going to drive in Kuwait legally or questionably, regardless, to go and visit Starbucks.
Be like, okay, you know, like, it's not... He's just not that type of person. He doesn't have any experience with that. And I think that's all I'm going to say, because we really do just prefer to keep our relationship out of the public eye, and I'm sure you can imagine why. So anyways, so that being said... that was a flop. And then I decided to go from... was successful the last couple of days at the smoothie diet. I decided to try, and I did post some of it, like the bits and pieces of this on Instagram, but I decided to
Oh,
try.
that's cute, Voodoo.
I
like
said,
that.
okay,
Support.
I'm
We
going
love
to go into
that.
a new plan of eating, Plan Z, and that is based on what I'm reading in the Binge Code.
Okay. I also wanted to understand her perspective on reading this book.
So then I decided I'm going to do a 3-day juice detox. Yes, I know, you can roll your eyes. I deserve this one. And, you know, I'm stubborn with that because there's people who do it. And then I came to the realization that...
Chantal, please understand, and this comes from a place of sincerity, literally everybody has a different relationship to food. Some people eat out of boredom, some people eat out of stress, some people hate eating, some people love eating. Like, it is just a thing. So watching influencers, watching people on the internet and seeing them succeed in something that you wish you could succeed in, feel free to take that motivation, but understand that you will have a different and complex reaction to a situation that you're watching that has been produced and curated and all of that stuff, right? Great.
There's not one size
Hi,
fits all when
Colleen.
it comes to this stuff. What somebody is able to do in one respect, somebody else might be a failure at. And I need to stop comparing myself to other people and what other people can do, where other people are at in their life, in their weight loss journey, and
Hi,
focus
Jen.
on something that's going to work for me, because nothing has worked. Nothing. You know? Sam, don't attack that, Sam, please. Ugh, he's piecing. Anyways.
I don't know what it is. She seems less angry and sad in this.
He's attacking my journal. My new journal. And by the way, I don't know, a lot of people ask me how many journals I have. I have one journal, okay? Just one. It's like a notepad, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, I decided to try this juice thing. I posted all the ingredients. I went out and got these new mason jars. I bought
Mason jars and juicing at home. What a vibe 2018 was.
like $60 worth of produce. It is a pain in the ass to juice. It is like so a pain in the ass. It's expensive. So $60 got me 1 day's worth of juices, and I made them.
That's a lot of juice.
Did day one. So day one.
What do y'all do with, like, are there any juices in the chat? What do y'all do with the pulp that's left over? Like, bake with it? I'm sure you could bake with it. Annie with an L, hello, mate. Lovely to see you. Happy weekend. Thank you so much for the support. And he says, Chantal's never been different, and that's why she hasn't changed. She just edited before Old Mate. Oh, yeah. The duel at the casino, the partying, the mess were all mentioned in the background. She hides it less now. 100%. I think as well, Annie, thank you for the super chat as well. I think as well, the reason why she doesn't hide it so much anymore is because, one, she's never really cared what people think, but two, she's kind of realized that if people think less of her, I guess, or if people have something to say about her, she's more likely to get more views, more money, more attention, you know, all those things she loves. So thank you for the super chat. I hope you're having a good weekend.
At the end of day one, I don't know if... Sam, please.
I'll feed the pulp to my rabbit or compost it. That's a great idea.
Sam, people want to see you, Sam.
Bake with the pulp. Because I can just imagine you could make, I don't know, what could you make? I feel like you could make stuffing or like falafel or something would be good. I don't know. Ariana, thank you for being here for 6 months. Ariana says, love this community. Thanks, Zach. Thanks all. Love you right back, Ariana. Thank you for the support and happy 6 months.
Hi, big boys. Okay. I know a lot of you miss Sam, so... I don't know if it's the mixture of juice I made. It had celery, cucumber, grapefruit, apples, lemon, ginger. So a lot of ingredients that are made to further pull out toxins from your body.
Ah, this is when this was happening.
You know,
Gotcha.
and a lot of people say, well, how come, the liver detoxes your body and the kidneys? Sure, but when you, pollute your body so much like I do, your liver and kidneys become diseased and don't function properly as properly as they should, and they need a break. They detox your body. What detoxes those organs? So it's just
The organs, that's what they do. The organs detox themselves. That's how that... It's not juice. It's not juice. You know how the liver detoxes itself? Functions. That's how... Yeah. Cool. Glad we had this chat.
help. So these fruits and vegetables really aid in that. And I think going from eating very toxic into a hardcore juice cleanse like that is really not a good idea, especially when you're extremely addicted to food in a physical sense as well. I had bad withdrawals. I had the worst headaches that kept coming back. I would use peppermint oil. It would work for a time, and then they would come back. I was nauseous, worst diarrhea.
I'm sorry, what brought this on?
So moody. just miserable. Like I thought I was like I would just pass out at like for a couple hours at a time just to like escape, you know. I don't know if I was hungry.
This is what's happening now in Kuwait though. This is what happened with that 1100 diet box.
Can't tell. I don't know if that's another reason why I wanted to do this whole juice.
If anyone needs the note, this is before the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease diagnosis. Thanks, Lottie.
I don't really know. I don't think I know what it is to be hungry versus having a craving or an urge to binge. So
right, which is why an 1100 calorie box that serves a teeny tiny little side salad is probably not going to work. Again, speak to professionals, look at volume, do all of that, whatever.
That was a flop, and that can all be explained. I decided this was collecting dust. I had bought this and I thought, you know what? I'm going to really give it a try. And so far, guys, this has been the most helpful thing in my journey so far. This is so amazing. Like, this is a Bible. You need to purchase this. I have
no idea about this book. If anyone's read this book or has any idea, feel free to let me know, but I have no idea.
I highly recommend it. There's so many things that make sense, and it's
Chantal's recommending it. I'm already a little cynical.
Tailored specifically to people, I keep spitting at the camera, to people who have eating disorders. And it doesn't matter if you're bulimic, is any type of relationship with food that is, an unhealthy, you go on binges, and it is really, really, really good. I don't have time to go over everything there, but I haven't finished the whole book. I'm about halfway done, and even in that, there's the Zen 10 technique where when you have an urge to binge, it explains where the physiological, that fight or flight response comes from. And if when you have an urge, you have to take Zen 10, you take 10 minutes and do breathing exercises and just, picture yourself as this strong person. There's an actual technique to it. The one thing that made the most sense for me in this whole thing was that the diets do not work. So
yeah. Again, this is 2018. It was 5 years ago. We have had this conversation so many times. I can't tell you how many times we've had this conversation. So many.
This author said, if you undereat, you're going to overeat. So for people who are binge eaters and get the urge to binge,
this is the same, Emily. It's the same conversation 5 years later. It's the same.
And it's so true, because anytime I do these juice cleanses, anytime I do these fasts, I eat and then some. I just go crazy and I'm ravenous and I'm mindless. It's just so mindless. And I get it now, because your body is meant to eat. Your body is I'm gonna have to do this until I can get a grip on the eating disorder. And I know, yes, I'm getting help with the emotional part of things, as the psychological side of things as well. For the physiological and the whole way I'm eating, diets don't work. If you're depriving your body of a food group like low carb, etc., it's not going to work.
So don't be a queen of moderation. Whatever works for you works for you.
Because our bodies are made to have certain food groups to function properly.
Are they? Do you know that as a fact? Because the industrialization of the food economy is a whole conversation to have. Admittedly, we're not living to only 40 anymore, so there's all of that to consider too. But ma'am, okie dokie. There are lots of different groups of people out there who have different caloric needs, macros, etc. But no, Dr. Armchair is in the building. Very good. We'll let her talk.
Functions
Fine.
off of carbohydrates, according to this book.
Night, Jen. Have a good one.
They suggest eating 6 times a day, every 3 hours or so, smaller meals or 3 meals and smaller snacks. And each time you eat, it should to be fully satisfied, so you don't get the urge. This is a binge away type of diet that's tailored to make you not want to binge and to make you feel satisfied, but still eat like a normal person. Eat nutritiously, because if you're not eating nutritiously and you're lacking in your diet, your body is going to want to compensate for that somehow.
There are a lot of struggles. There's a lot of struggles. We know.
So I think that if you eat enough, they say don't focus on weight, which is why I'll get to the weight in a second, but I have not weighed myself, and I'll tell you why.
100%, Heather. Chantal's natural diet is 60% cheese. That's not being shady. It's just the truth.
But basically, it allows your body to just get back to its set point. It's called the set point, or a goal weight. It's what your body is naturally supposed to be at. That can fluctuate between 20 or so pounds, but there's a set point your body is made for, and everyone is different. And what they say the macros for this way of eating that would, you know, be the most successful is 50% carbohydrate in every meal, a complex carbohydrate. So
right, so not a burger bun, noted. Again, not being shady.
You know, they go on to say why carbs are not bad. So basically, complex carbohydrate, like...
Carbs are fine. For a lot of people who I have spoken to, and myself included, overeating and over-consuming on carbohydrates, especially simple carbohydrates, especially processed sugars, is really easy. I do have a sweet tooth. I have multiple. For me, it was great to be on a really carbohydrate restrictive diet and getting the majority of all of my carbohydrates from whole foods. That was really useful to me because I didn't feel incentivized to be like, ooh, chocolate, ooh, caramel, ooh, candy, ooh, popcorn, like all of those things. It was great. Not a reset, but definitely like changed the way that I viewed food. Now, like to say I wasn't willing to consume a banana, yeah, because at that point I didn't need the carbohydrates. I wasn't burning high amounts of calories. It was purely based on calorie restriction. Moderation, great. Is it going to work for everybody? Who knows? We've all got different relationships with food. It'd be great if it did, but for some people it just doesn't.
The whole grain.
It's like me saying if I wanted to go on a low-fat diet. Okay, great. Well, that means like the danger of cheese consumption is much reduced if I'm saying that I'm not having a lot of fat in my diet.
Food in, you know, its naturalist form, fruits and vegetables are complex carbohydrates. So you have a complex carbohydrate, 50% of your meal makeup would be 50% of a complex carbohydrate, then 25% would be a protein, and 25% would be a fat. So if you combine all of those things, your body is getting a bit of everything, it's not being deprived, and that's how I really want to try and eat. As for veganism, I think that is also very restrictive right now. So what I've started on
Careful.
doing is just eliminating certain food items from my diet, so in animal food. So for now, I'm eliminating pork and beef and other, you know, I don't eat anything other than that anyway, like, you know, like deer or anything, I wouldn't eat that. But pork and beef for now.
Mindful eating worksheets are also great. Okie dokie.
Or a no-go. So, you know, mostly vegetarian, maybe like seafood, poultry for now, just till I can slowly adapt. Because I'm really, and I know a lot of people have criticized me with this before, but I go all in and then I fail. And, you know, I think that just really taking it slower and having a reasonable plan is what I need to do.
That would be lovely 5 years ago. Sarah, thank you. Oh, sorry. Sarah, thank you so much for being here for 25 months, my friend. Sarah says lemonade equals Sprite still lives rent-free in my head. You're welcome. I'm just saying, like, when you come to Australia and you ask for a lemonade and you get given a Sprite, just don't be surprised.
And this book has really helped me realize that, and it's very practical. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to eat as nutritiously as possible, often throughout the day. And,
hey, Deb.
Still, you know, make sure you're not eating too many calories. But the focus is not on this weight loss. It's not a weight loss journey. It's not a race to get to a certain weight. It's a process of healing and getting back to normal, back to a normal set point, and not depriving your body of food, because that's a disaster, especially if you're a binge eater. So basically, that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'll show you guys what I'm eating, do different vlogs like that. Now, weigh-in, I'm not going to do a weigh-in for a little while. I want to give this time to my body to adapt to this weight. I don't want to get discouraged.
Is it Sprite, or is it 7-Up Sprite? 7-Up is such like a strange luxury for me, you know? Because if I order a lemonade and I get a Sprite or a Kirk's or a Schweppes, I accept that. But if I got a 7-Up and I asked for a lemonade, I would have so many questions.
Overly criticized by a number on the scale. You know, people are just very dismissive and critical, like, oh no, you gained 5 pounds, you're a failure. I don't need that in my journey. If you're just here to criticize me, I'm sorry. If you're just here to be petty, if you're just here to try to kick me when I'm down, and, you know, if you don't understand food addiction and the struggles, then I'm sorry. Like, yes, some of it was more just for sensationalism, like book bongs, pigging out on stuff. I was gonna...
As if any of that changed in 5 years. It didn't.
I'm gonna probably pig out anyways. I was at a low point, so I decided to film it and be honest, you know. But if that's not for you, then you know, if you want to watch. But if you're just gonna be critical in the comments, I'm just gonna block you, like I always do. So, anyways, that's it. I'm not gonna weigh I'm also menstruating. I've been menstruating for like a week now.
Okay.
It's very regular, my periods, until I get this regulated, you know, the hormonal thing regulated. I don't think it's really good to weigh yourself whenever you're menstruating. I won't ever do that again, because like, it's discouraging, you know. So I think I'm making some proper steps. Also, to help with the hormone regulation, another practical thing I'm going to do is I really want to start putting on my Fitbit again and walking every day.
Great.
So they suggest here, it's suggested to start off when you're really heavy.
Can we cancel the word journey? Well, we replace it with gurney.
It feels like I'm back at, just at the start. But I'm going to do 5 minutes of a just moderate pace to warm up, and then I'm going to do 5 minutes of like a brisker walk, and then in 5 minutes, back to a slower pace to warm down. And each week or so, you can...
Okay, we all know that this never happened. So let's click off and let's go to the next 2018 one, which was filmed literally 3 days later, or uploaded 3 days later. This is Fat Girl Files, Weirdest Binge TMI Edition. And I'm kind of running out of energy, so this might be the last one. Maybe we won't watch that 2019 one, like I said. Anyway. So loud.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Warning, TMI is a series that discusses things that are kind of gross, very weird, and, well, TMI, lol. You have been warned. Okay, well.
My hairline look natural?
I mean, it's Chantal. Like, we know what to expect.
What a disaster. Okay, hi guys. Bra straps are straight. Hi. Welcome to another video. So today...
Okay, well, I've sped her up a little bit, but let's be kind.
I'm going to do...
Oh no, not this one? Why, Lottie, what's this one?
A TMI...
I don't know what this one is. It just came up when I searched the word binge. What's this one?
My video, it is Tuesday, so...
I like this outfit. What's this one, though?
Oh my god, my eyeliner's not even straight. I'm out of mascara, by the way. So... my tattoo's exposed. Whatever.
Oh no, is this the Pringles lid one? Oh. Oh no.
Shout, let it all out. Well, speaking of singing, I have a lesson coming up next Tuesday with a teacher who's like offering a consultation and like a lesson for like $20. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh my god, back when she had a hobby.
After that, it probably goes up to like $700 a month.
Well, when she was generally interested in singing.
So I'll probably just be doing this one lesson, but if I can get anything out of it, good. All right. Yeah, so today is a TMI, and today is going to be a Fat Girl Files video.
Can't wait.
I don't know if you guys like these or not, but I find they're fun to do because I have a very immature sense of humor, and I like laughing at myself sometimes,
She doesn't really laugh at herself anymore, to be fair.
I like laughing at myself.
That sense of humor's kind of gone.
I don't mind other people laughing at me. Depends how bitchy I am. You're definitely going to be laughing at me with this video. And I wrote them all down in my handbook for the recently deceased, which is appropriate because you are going to be recently deceased after hearing these. So these are TMI, Fat Girl Files, Fat Girl Facts, whatever. I don't even remember what the name of this series is, but it's going to be strangest...
I hate this lipstick. I can't tell you how much I hate this lipstick.
Binge stories, because if there's anything that I can say, it's that...
a lip liner, Mary. That's what we need. Stat.
Well, you know that I'm a food addict and, self-proclaimed food addict. It's very obvious. If you watch my videos, you know that, blah, blah, blah. You know my struggles.
Wait, what did I do?
And... I have some not so proud binge stories, and I just thought, whatever, I'm just going to share them with you, whatever. Just get
Sure, share the stories.
those skeletons out.
Relatable content,
so,
I'm sure.
I told you about the pizza boxes in the closet.
Yes.
But there's some that are just so weird, and I'm just like, when I was writing these down, I was like, what the hell, I had to draw my curtains because I have this ring light, right? And, like, if people from the outside see this ring light, I don't want them to think that I'm, like, growing pot or doing porn. Like, I don't know. Most people just don't have...
I don't think that's anyone's, like, first... step of seeing a ring light, even back in 2018.
Like a ring light in their apartment, Also, I wanted to mention that the time is approaching where I am going on my friend's bachelorette party in Montreal.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Is that the one where she sat with the driver? I think that's that one.
And for those of you who are new here, I have bad anxiety about this because, one, I'm claustrophobic. Do you guys know if like a 10-seater limo...
Oh god, it is.
If the window's open, because I'm like claustrophobic.
Oh my goodness, sometimes diving into the retros is just fun. It's just fun. Wow. Isn't that fun?
Especially in situations where I don't have any control. Like the driver's gonna have all the control.
He's gonna be your best friend.
And I think that's why I'm scared of elevators, because when you go in the elevator for those few minutes, you don't have control of what's gonna happen,
God.
Also, I'm afraid that I'm gonna be the biggest person there, and, well, I will be. And I'm afraid that the seats are gonna be really small, and I'm gonna be squished up against somebody who's gonna be, like, barfing the whole way.
Spoilers, she was not. She was uncomfortable having a good time with her friends. It was Shannon's? Was it Shannon's bachelorette? I can't remember. Anyway, she was not in the back having a good time with the gals celebrating. She was instead up the front talking to the driver about how cool he was going to concerts back in the day. Good times.
I don't know. I'm really afraid of that. I'm gonna have like barf buckets, because I'm so like I have like this phobia of barf where I won't even go to carnivals anymore because, or fairs because I'm just like so.
Got so drunk she threw up in the air vents of the luxury villa. Has a phobia of vomiting. Sure, Jan.
Overseeing people barfing on rides, and especially when people are drinking, right? Like we're gonna be getting. We're supposed to be reserving a table, and we're going to be splitting on it, all of us, you know, so at least there will be somewhere to sit.
Monty, you didn't know this story? Oh, it's an excellent story.
It's going to be a long night.
This is where so many people still have quite a large amount of nostalgia for Foodie's old content, because there's great stories in there that are just like, that just sit like a little nugget in the brain. And then you go back in time and you watch something nonsense and she references it, and it's just like, ooh, ooh, that's right, that memory's there.
And basically, we're going to get 3 bottles of booze with that. So that's a lot to split between.
What carnivals and fairs are you going to? Well, she went to one this year, right? She went to the... Did she go on it? No, she went on the Ferris wheel, remember? She went to the amusement park. She got on the Ferris wheel and was very nervous. With Snoopy.
7 people. 7 girls, so it's like we're gonna be drinking a lot, you know. We're gonna be pre-drinking, the limo's gonna come get us, it's like an hour drive away or more to the club, then we're gonna be doing a lot of drinking at the club.
Thanks, Lottie.
And then it's gonna be like a
we might put that one on the list.
Our ride home is probably gonna be hot and stuffy.
Oh yeah, when Chantal's modern content is bad. Like, let's call a spade a spade. It's bad, it's boring, it's terrible, it's shitty to watch, it's interesting only in the health and diet conversation, which is generally where I got interested in Chantal anyway. But like her actual lifestyle, there's nothing going on and it's boring as hell. So sometimes doing a retro on it all is interesting because she tells the stories of like, oh, this was someone who maybe didn't have a lot going on, but at least had more going on than what she's got going on now. You know? So it is kind of fun.
So I don't know how that's going to go, but those are my anxieties. But despite all that, I'm really going to try to...
Megan, hello, thank you so much for being here for 20 months. Megan says, can we do a retro of your retros in 4 years? I mean, if we're still doing this, sure. Sure, why not? I don't think it'd be a very good idea for me to ever do a retro of my own content, only because I'm insufferable. So, and long-winded, and that's only going to compound the issue, you know? Thank you for the support though, Megan. Lovely to see you. Happy weekend.
To suspend that and just drink and try to, you know, have a good time, have some drinks, have a good time. I've not had anything to drink in so long, so I'm going to try to pace myself. I don't know what I'm going to wear. I don't really want to just go and buy something just for, you know, like one night. I don't go out much. I have some old dresses somewhere in the closet. I might see what you guys think. I might do like a little try on and see which one you guys think is the best one. If you want to help me out with that, we'll definitely vlog. I won't be vlogging a lot of like drinking and doing shots and stuff like that because I do have to keep it relatively advertiser friendly on this channel. So anyways, 5 minutes of babbling.
That was the concern back then.
Yay me. All right, so let's get to this.
Ooh, I mean, that's true, Lottie. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
I've decided to use this book for writing my video ideas down and stuff like that. So, all right, so these are, I'm not proud of these. Please don't think that I am, but I don't know. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but...
Me neither, but gal, this is far more interesting than anything you've produced in the last year. That's why.
Number 1, TMI, weirdest binges.
The Hungarian quick fix. That sounds like a motion, a movement, a position. But okay. Oh, now I'm remembering, what the hell was his name? Big Tok? Not Big Ange. Big Turk. There we go. I understand that Turkey and Hungary are different places, but for some reason that was connected in my brain.
So number 1 was
the fucking condoms, I swear to God. Oh God, the trophy magnum dongs. Talking about better times, just terrible content, but so much more fun.
One time I scarfed down an entire package of Hungarian salami. So Spicy Hungarian salami. I remember it was spicy because I remember the horrible time I had in the bathroom after. I scarfed down. I had gotten groceries before picking my friend up for work. Hi, BB Junes! And come here, BB Junes. Say hi to everybody, BB Junes.
See, look how good BBJ looks there.
Not you, Sam.
And I understand this was 2018. This was 5 years ago, but still.
Hi. Oh, you're such a good girl. Oh, yes. Le BB, she goes to France. She's croissant. She like 2 downs. Not you, Sam. Here you go. Go in the box. Whoa. Sorry, guys. I have my camera hoisted on this box that BB Jeans likes to go in. So, yeah. Just stay, BB Jeans. Just stay. So, it might be wobbling. You might see my background. Okay.
Oh, the fantasy is broken.
Okay. So, anyways. So, I went to do groceries before picking my friend up from work. And
Damn it, Dark Robert Ducky, I see you. Moon Goddess Tarot. Hello, thank you for being here 26 months, mate. Moon Goddess says, I love Retro Foodie. Simpler times. Such simpler times. Such simpler times.
And I had Hungarian salami in there.
Classic
This was a long
food.
time ago. Anyway, and I scarfed down the whole package waiting for her because I was a bit early to pick her up. So yeah, so that's number 1. Nah. Hi. Nah. Nah.
Okay, so one of the TMIs was when she ate an entire packet of hot Hungarian salami and shadow guts out. Got it.
Number 2.
Great.
This one is like really embarrassing,
The fried bologna emergency.
but B, don't move the box, B. When I lived at home with my mom, years and years ago, I haven't lived with my mom since like in forever, so I was like a teenager. Anyway, so when I lived with my mom, I would stay up late even back then, and she would be in bed, you know, sound asleep, and she would be awakened by the sound of the smoke detector going off, you know, beep, 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 and it would alarm her, and, you know, she would come downstairs all groggy, and it would be me, I would be the culprit. I would set the smoke detector off from frying on high heat, bologna and hot dogs. Do you have to scratch the box right now, B?
To be fair, the cat's the best part of this.
I'm surrounded by cats right now. So yeah, so that was a regular occurrence. That was my favorite midnight snack. Number 3.
Someone should have told her no. His Grace Marvin H. Pondu, Duke of Corn. Hello, thank you for the super chat. Marvin, lovely to see you today. Hope you're well. Marvin says, I watched one of her FUDD streams and got nostalgic. Which one was it? Some of that engagement and interaction was terrible, but like hilarious to watch. Just, she seemed mad at the wrong person for so long. So long. Thank you for the super chat.
So this is kind of gross, and this is more of a warning.
A warning to all digestive systems.
People out there everywhere. Never binge on an entire box of garlic and herb instant mashed potatoes by Betty Crocker and down it with, chase them with a whole liter of Mott's Garden Cocktail.
I'm going to need someone, a Canadian specifically, maybe, to help me out here. What? A liter of cocktail sauce and a box of mashed potatoes. Is that what I'm hearing? That sounds bad. That sounds bad. Bad? I'm guessing bad. I did hear her, but like So it's Deb. Betty Crocker mashed puree garlic potato. I've never had, but I've had Deb. Deb in a pinch. Dehydrated potatoes. Love it. Or at least past that did. A liter of garden cocktail. What is this? Is this tomato juice? Zesty. Is it dressing or sauce? I don't know why I feel like her drinking dressing is more acceptable than drinking like pasta sauce, for instance. Cocktail sauce. What is this?
And down it
Oh, it is tomato juice?
with, chase them with a whole liter of Mott's Garden Cocktail.
Why would you drink a liter of tomato juice ever?
That is not pretty coming out.
Ew.
Number 4.
It's vegetable juice? It seems like a weird combination, but why would you ever drink a liter of tomato juice?
Only
Oh, it's V8. Right. I mean, a liter? Yeah, maybe. That seems pretty mild for Foodie, though. Come on now.
one night I was living by myself. This was one of the times when I lived with my gross roommate. The one that, you know, wore holy underwear, listened to Evanescence, and just ate garlic bologna all day.
Is she talking about Pete's? That's not meant to be shady, by the way. That's just a general question. Did she have a housemate outside of living with Pete's and living with BB? Who's this? Who's she talking about here? Tell me who.
This was one of the times when I lived with my gross roommate.
My gross roommate.
The one that, you know, wore holy underwear, listened to Evanescence, and just ate garlic bologna all day.
Is it Pete's? Is Pete's a big Evanescence fan? Holy underwear, eats bologna, listens to Evanescence. Okay, I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'm just thinking, like, did Chantal live with someone else outside of Pete's and BB? Because I swear I haven't heard any of those stories. Okay, I just don't know. Hey, Capone, good to see you. Hope you're well.
I was really desperate and lonely, and I was really, really desperate. I was having a craving. I had no food. I was really, like, didn't have much money back then, and, so I got desperate and called one of my lovers. I won't say which one, but I might not even remember which one. Oh, yes, I do.
I don't want to know, but Oh, she's talking about one of the kids at the group home. Oh, okay. Right.
And anyway...
way before living with Pete's. Right. Gotcha. Also, what's wrong with Evanescence?
This is bad. This is like low-key prostitution, but
Chantal doesn't like Evanescence? Huh, weird. I thought she would have liked them.
Offered him foreplay if he would come over and bring me a couple of Whoppers. I think it was Whoppers.
Oh, it's this story. Right. He forgot the zesty sauce, and so no gobbies for him.
Whopper Wednesday, and...
Because I don't think robot vacuums were a thing in 2018. Maybe they were. Maybe I just missed out on that.
He got there, and I was so mad. It gets worse. I was so mad.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I feel like we're missing parts of the timeline with Chantal. She talks about, like, the same shit all the time. Ah.
Pissy that he forgot the zesty sauce for my onion rings, that I only let him squeeze my boobs. So number 5. So a while ago...
It's so weird. So much of that is strange, but it's so weird that Chantal has scrubbed her channel clean of so much, and yet something like this is still up there. Yeah, great. Snoopy, have you seen this one? Snoopy, are you here? Have you seen this one? Just so you know.
Oh, like years and years ago. McDonald's had this like cheeseburger and burger sale. I think cheeseburgers were 69 cents.
That's a lot of words, Lottie.
And hamburgers were 59 cents. And I was like psyched, you know, as like, you know, a big person, and just in love with food. I called my skinniest friend I could find and, you know, said, let's go get some burgers.
Also, just in case no one has seen this, Chantal does have a tattoo of 2 tribal moons kissing. Yes.
Well, when we got there, I asked her to order 8 burgers, and she had 1. Number 6 is a recent addition. I recently drove, I told you about this in a previous video, I drove pretty close to 200 kilometers each way, so like a total of 4 hours, approximately, to get the type of food I wanted. I heard of this specific food that I saw somewhere on social media, I can't even remember, and it just, like, I could not forget about it. So, like, that's, like, when I obsess. Like, when I see a food that I really want, I, like, obsess over it and do anything in my power to get it.
See Nashies.
And, yeah, so I drove that far, you know, like, my car could have broken down, I would be stuck in the middle of the highway in the dark, you know, anything could have happened. And actually something really creepy did really happen on the way back from that, and I was gonna tell
if you're gonna mention a toilet break at this period of time, I'm not interested.
you guys in like a
but also I won't be surprised.
Creepy time story, because it is pretty weird and it's something I can't really explain. I'm sure it could be explained somehow, but it was just so creepy.
This is what I mean when Chantal sits here and says, Snoopy knows everything about my past, Snoopy knows everything, what are you even talking about, Snoopy knows everything, don't even think that you can slide into his DMs, he's not interested, he knows everything. And then Chantal creates a piece of content like she did today to say, oh, well, we really haven't had a conversation about BED and my, you know, relationship with food and all of that. It's like, does he know about this? Like, sure, it's in Chantal's past, but, like, the past is what makes us who we are. I don't think Snoopy knows everything. Snoopy? Snoopy. Yes, you heard me.
So anyway, yeah. I remember being in Overeaters Anonymous, and there was a girl there, and she wasn't even overweight. Actually, none of the people there none of the people that were in my group were overweight. And I guess that's why I felt kind of uncomfortable, because I was the only one. But this girl actually was retelling her story about how when I had gone to OA, there was a blizzard. It was like really bad. They were warning people not to drive, but I'd gone out anyway. And I figured, you know, my rationale was I have driven in worse conditions to get to food I wanted, so I could do it to get to OA. Well, this girl...
And that's what makes me think that Chantal's truly miserable in Kuwait, right? So she's made that one piece of content where she can drive, and she's gone out for Starbies, and she's gone out to pick up something and drive home. But, like, that is one of Chantal's, like, gateways, I suppose, to get the things that she wants. So ultimately, I think she's supremely miserable being stuck at home all day. And I don't know what the interaction with Snoopy's like when she's like, I want this food, I want this food, I want this food. And is he just, like, bringing it to her, or is she just back on the apps?
Girl also said that she had walked in, like, worse conditions than that. far...
He snopes on out of there, Lottie? Yes.
Far distances just to go through a drive-thru or just to get food that she wanted, you know?
That's true, though, Lottie, yeah. I mean, driving was her hobby. Like, driving around to go and get food was her hobby.
No. She walked through a drive-thru. So, the last one is... So, there's this time when I was, like, not living at home. I was kind of just bouncing around from friend's house to friend's house. And, you know, there was one time... And I didn't really have... This was one time... It was, like, a really low point in my life. I was still a teenager. I had no money.
So, Chantal's 34 talking about this story, if the math is mathing?
I was still in school. I lived with a girl. She was looking for a roommate. I wasn't really her friend, but I knew her through an acquaintance. Anyways, so...
She's talking about the group home one?
She was a nude model. So she was really thin, and, you know, she was very in shape, had a nice body.
It's the same one with the burgers?
Whatever.
Or the holy underwear and bologna and evanescence. Evanescence?
But I don't think she ate.
Amy. What's her name?
Because very much. And, like, when I came in...
I don't remember her name.
I was like, oh no. The minute I looked in her kitchen and saw that she didn't even have a regular size fridge. It was, like, a bar fridge. So I was like, what the hell, you know? I was like, where am I going to fit all my food? Because I was getting help with groceries and buying stuff like that. Oh, by the way, speaking of regular size fridge and small size fridge, does anyone watch Bob's Burgers? I love that show because there's a character called regular size Rudy, and then there's a character...
Oh, that's a good idea, Annie.
...called pocket size Rudy. I don't know, it's just such a weird concept to me, and it was just so funny. If you don't watch Bob's Burgers, you should check it out. It's an animated series, voiced by, I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, he has like one of those names with like a middle initial, and then, but he has a very distinctive voice. He does the
Hagen. Hello, lovely to see you. Yes,
the voice of Bob, and he also does the voice of Coach McGurk from Home Movies, which is another awesome.
She still can't finish
series.
the story, though.
Anyways, I digress. So this model, I get to her place, and you know, I remember her saying to me like, "You can help yourself to anything in the fridge," and she had gone to work, and so I opened the little bar fridge. And I'm peeking inside, you know, feeling like Alice in Wonderland, looking through the little peephole in the little door. And I'm not kidding. There was like a bottle of water, it was Fiji water, and about 100 grams of lean turkey deli meat, and a baggie with a few slices of red pepper. And I was like, well, you know, she said I could help myself to something, and I didn't have anything to eat, and I had no lovers that could bring me Burger King for foreplay, you know.
Whew, that statement.
So
Whew.
I ate it, and the worst part is that I don't know if she remembered. She
oh my God, Linda, hi.
told me, you know, like, help yourself. Maybe it was just like you know, being polite. But then she came home and she was really strange. She would just like, she was one of those people that would go from like super nice to like insta bitch, kind of like me, but she was like psychotic. Like she's really bad. So she became like psychotic on me and was just like all upset and really upset that I had eaten her food. And I was just sitting there on her couch and just thinking to myself, like, is this real? What has my life become? Like...
Ma'am, ask yourself that question now.
I'm sitting here arguing with a nude model over a few slices of red pepper and 100 grams of turkey meat. Like, what the fuck? You know. Anyway, so yeah.
I think the expectation was probably help yourself to anything in the fridge and replace it if you eat it.
So that's, those are some of my stories. I'm sure I have a lot more because I've been, I've had this, you know, eating disorder for this unhealthy relationship with food probably since I was about like 6 years old. So, yeah. So there's a lot of stories there. But anyways, guys, what kind of stories, like, what kind of stories do you want to hear? Let me know. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. So if you're new here, if you like my content, please subscribe.
No, we don't need that. Bye. Chat, you've been a pleasure. I've got to go. This has been 2.5 hours. Long time, but thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Ooh, we were all caught up on Foodie and we got a little bit of a retro flashback to figure out that nothing has changed. And when nothing changes, nothing changes. So, I'm going to go. It's 3:30. Sorry, Linda. I'm going to go. I'm going to make some lunch because I haven't had any. Yeah, I'm going to do some lunch. That's what I'm going to do. Lunch and chill. And maybe, I don't know, something. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Take care of yourselves. Wear your sunscreen. Drink your water. Hug your loved ones. And make sure you take care of yourself because you are important. For those of you on the rewatch, I appreciate the comments, opinions, and eyeballs. Chat, you've been lovely. And I've been Zach. So I'm going to go. And I will see you all in the next video.